bloop, 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 bloop. I think it's Morgana speaking? Okay. As the sun began to set and meal preparations were complete, the girls started to emerge from their rooms, a bustle forming in and around the kitchen. Oh my gosh, why is the capture card like shitting itself occasionally? Some sluggishly rubbed the sleep from their eyes, while others complained about clients. Some took a moment for me to recognize in their casual clothes Sam's makeup. With makeup. Why do you have to say Sans? They really don't need to say Sans. Off the job and being themselves, they looked less like prostitutes and more like just ordinary girls. There were around 10 girls who actually stayed at the brothel, and another 10 or so who came in to work from outside. It was a fairly large-scale operation, at least to my eyes. Though there were a couple other smaller brothels in the slums, this was the one everyone directed This was the one everyone directed anyone interested to first. Girls with nowhere else to go stayed here, and girls who did have a place to go back to stayed there. No one actually owned their own homes, though. They either lived with a man or shared a place with a few other girls. None of them had husbands or children. Supposedly, there were those who did in this line of work, but it was rather uncommon. I scooped out servings of soup from the cauldron sitting over the fire, dishing it out to girls as they came by. No one gave me any unpleasant looks at the side of my face. They said good morning and smiled, just like any other day. I whispered a greeting to each of them in turn, but given how noisy the kitchen was, it was unlikely any of them heard it. Hoo boy, it sure is bouncing in here. I like me a place with some energy. I'm glad to hear that. It didn't take long for Jern to start hitting it off with the other prostitutes. Her perky disposition was undeniably overdone, but everyone seemed to enjoy the positive attention she was giving them well enough. In almost no time at all, the girls were fawning over her. She's like a puppy. Once everyone had their food, they settled into their individual mealtime activities. The bland, watery soup was expectedly unpopular, even though everyone knew there was nothing that could be done about it. This again, several of them murmured, to which Maria stood up and chastised them, saying, "You should be grateful you've got anything to eat at all." I know. And Morgana worked her butt off to make it for you. It's rude to complain. I'm sorry, really am. It ain't her cooking I'm complaining about. You know that, right? Don't you, Morgana? It doesn't bother me. And you're perfectly justified in being displeased. It's hardly nutritious enough to get you through the day. True enough, I guess. Would be great if we could get something with a little more oomph. Like a big old slab of meat. I love meat! Just thinking about it has me drooling. Meat! Bring on the meat! Save that drool for work, because that's the only meat you'll get here. I wonder, maybe I can pretend this root-looking thing is meat and it'll actually taste like it. Meat! From the depths, I've summoned thee! E-A-T! Meat! Oh, still not meat. No shit, genius. Meat. You don't like meat, Morgs? No, you won't grow up to be big and strong if you're such a picky eater. I'm not picky about what I eat, no. All sustenance is a gift from God to man. I would never refuse his. Well, is the meat not to your liking then, Saint? Oh no. No. You're that slave the Saint says your brother tastes so bad it makes her wretch. Ha 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 ha. Fucking Barnier. You alright, Morgs? You're super pale. I'm just fine. It's been more than 2 years, and I still can't get that taste out of my mouth, no matter how hard I try to forget it. Sometimes when I'm awake, like just now, and sometimes as an awful nightmare. If you're not feeling good, maybe you should lay down. I'm fine, really. You sure? Maybe meat's out of the question, but some bread would sure be nice at least. God, yes, bread! Too bad supplies have been so scarce lately. It's all the damn Lord's fault. Not that a bunch of whores can do fuck all about it. Is the Lord really that bad of a guy? Alright. You haven't been here very long. You don't know what he's like. Yes, he is a terrible man. He oppresses his people and he rejects the word of God. He is a cruel, heartless, barbaric madman. He deserves the strictest of judgments. So does everyone in the city hate him then? I doubt you will find a single person who thinks otherwise. Huh. Well, I hope he stops doing the Lord soon then. What do you mean? I just mean it'd be nice if someone else could take over for him. Then he could just be a regular old guy. He wouldn't have to worry about running the city stuff. Everyone wins. It would be nice, yes, but... Wouldn't it? Pretty dang brilliant, aren't I? Even I know it's not that simple, and I'm only 11. How would a bunch of slum dwellers even begin to instate a new lord? Does she even think before speaking? Oh, you're cool. Well, damn, I was hoping to make it before breakfast time. Sorry about that, but I brought bread. Bread? Speak of the bloody devil! Here, toss it here! No, me first! Patience, please, you're acting like wild animals that haven't eaten in days. Look at you, Kopo. You've got girls fawning all over you. Don't just watch, help! And it's not me they're after, it's the bread. Touché. That said, pretty sorry batch you got for us today. You could probably crack someone's head open with this. There's no hope for the world if we've fallen so far that girls are tripping over each other to get their hands on this. You want fresh, soft bread? Well, start saving your coins. And until then, this is the best we can get. Let it soak in your soup for a bit. That should soften it up some. Though you should be grateful to have it at all. I'm seeing the thing, like, be poopy. Catch a car being poopy. Let me just, like, reconnect it a bit. Hello? Nicole, when you can, tell me if you can hear the sound now. Let me test them. In here. Okay. Never mind. Yes, it's good. Thank you. Yes, it's good! Thanks. Okay. Whoops. Accidentally grabbed my Switch controller instead. Buy fatamoru on the Switch when it comes. Okay. Let it soak in your soup for a bit. That should soften it some. That should soften it up some. So you should be grateful to have it at all. How much longer till I fall into a pile of money? Morgs! It's a man! There's a man here! I have eyes, thank you very much. Who is it? You know? Oh, is he a client? No, he's not. He's more... oh, how should I put it? Someone who doesn't know how to keep his nose out of other people's business. Excuse me? Did your eyes fail to detect that I have ears? Oh, you don't have ears, Yokoko, you don't. Here he comes. Haven't seen you around here before. New girl? You first, mister. Who are you? Since you came in through the back door, I'm guessing you work here? Something like that. Holy moly! I've never seen a male prostitute before! You. Me. Outside. Now. Whoa! Talk about aggressive. Inter-office romance never ends well, you know? Maria will get real mad if she finds out. This ship's sinking before it even leaves the port. Two prostitutes in the throes of forbidden love, until one day, an older client finds out and goes mad with rage. All of a sudden, there's a knife in his hand. He swings and... Maria, what the hell's wrong with this new girl? I've never seen anyone with this much air inside their head. Ah, that's Jaren. She joined today. She's a bit off in the head, but she's a nice girl. I'm sure we'll get on just fine. Nice to meet ya. Wait, does that mean we have the boss's approval? It's crazy enough that they're running this place themselves, but to allow... No, cheer on his sinking ship. This place is out of this world. We just met 5 minutes ago, though. So how about we start as friends? Shut up and listen to me for a second, chatterbox. Until I say otherwise, you are not to speak another word. You will listen to every last word I say and carve it into that empty skull of yours. Understood? Aye. And there you have it. I assist with the brothel's operations, nothing more. I presume you've been told about this place. You've been told about how this place doesn't have a formal manager. So sometimes situations arise for which a man's presence is necessary. Yep. He may look like a scrawny dork, but he's actually surprisingly useful. Was that really necessary? Sorry, my bad. Slip of the tongue. Huh, neato. So have you two known each other for a long time? You seem like you're pretty close. It was pretty much just the two of us fighting to survive for years. That's awesome! I love that kind of thing. Together through thick and thin. Not too long ago, he and some other guys started up a band of peacekeepers, so he's been spending more of his time training up with them these days. That said, I guess it's not too bad knowing we've got someone we can throw at troublemakers if need be. Ooh, peacekeepers? Sweet! You don't look like you put up much of a fight. You don't look like you'd put up much of a fight though, mister. You want to test that theory? Maria, you need to teach this girl some damn manners. We'll be drowning in complaints if she treats patrons like this. Have you know I butter my clients up so much they're a big slippery mess when I'm done with them. I'll be just fine, I promise. Oh, I bet they get slippery, but not from butter. God, what the fuck is this conversation? What? That's not what I meant, I swear it! What are you getting all flustered for? You're a whore just like the rest of us. On a somewhat related subject, where exactly did you pick up some of those mannerisms? Huh? Why do you ask? I seem pretty normal to me. It would be quicker to list the things about you that are normal than aren't. There's actually a majorly huge story behind that. Huh? Is that so? And what would that be? You weren't raised by wolves in the wilderness and never learned how to behave like a normal person, were you? You're not too far off, actually. When I was younger, Wait, you don't have to. No one's forcing you to say anything if you don't want to. I didn't grow up with my parents. I lived with a bunch of really nice men, and I learned a lot from them. I didn't even know my name until they told me. Pardon? I thought my name was me till I found... I thought my name was me until I was around 5, but then one of the nice men told me it was actually Darren. He was super duper disappointed in me. Called me the dumbest broad I'd ever known. Talk about rude. They kinda rubbed off on me, so that's probably what you're seeing. Well, that certainly is a story. Is that not good enough for you? Oh, I'll just say that the nice man was absolutely right. How rude! It's genuinely concerning how stupid this girl is. Anyway, food time. I am stuffed! It's amazing how much of a difference a little bread makes. Glad you enjoyed it. Starting tomorrow, you gotta work if you want to eat. Aye, boss. Oh, right. She'll be working here, too. It almost slipped my mind. She seems like such an innocent girl. So far removed from carnal desire. Yet she'll be out there selling her body. Letting them put their filthy hands all over it. What's up, Mort? You've been staring at my face something fierce. What? I was just admiring the unusual color of your skin. Oh yeah, I'm not from around these parts. I'd like to go back home someday, but who knows if that'll ever happen. Home. She did say she was taken from her home and sold off. I imagine that would make it difficult to go back. Speaking of, you and Jacopo look kind of similar skin color-wise. Do we? We're Jeff's both on the darker side. I wish I had super pretty white skin like yours, boss. I appreciate the compliment, but most everyone around here is really fair. My skin's nothing special. And just because we both have tan skin doesn't necessarily mean we're from the same region. Where are you from, Jackie? Jackie? Where are you, Jackie? Jackie? Pretty dang adorable nickname, ain't it? I would very much appreciate it if you never called me that again. Aw, but it's so cute. Back to the question of where I'm from. I don't remember. In my earliest memories, I was already living here. Chances are things weren't great wherever it was, otherwise I would probably remember something. Ah, darn. That's too bad. But you know, Jackie, maybe where you came from is close to where I came from. Go back a few generations and maybe we even share some family. I'd wager I guess you'd probably come from the same part of the world as me. If you go back far enough, you might even find we share ancestors. But who knows? I told you to stop calling me that! Though I suppose there's a chance you're right about that. Whee! Makes us family then, Jackie! Ugh, get off me! Let go, damn it! Well, she seems to have taken quite the liking to you. The capture card's so poopin'. I see from the side of my eye. I just have no idea. At least this isn't a very visually heavy game. Why did I just think that I wished she had said that no, they weren't? Ooh. Once it started getting dark out, the kitchen became a deserted wasteland. The girls went off to work and he went home. The brothel was divided into 2 distinct work and living areas. If it weren't, and they used the whole building for business, I probably would have run off long ago. I had only ever been in the work area during the day, and though it was largely masked by the scent of various incenses burned through the night, it was filled with the unmistakable raw stench of man. Plating it always put me in a dour mood. The corpses I gathered and buried were far less repulsive. In the living area, there was the kitchen, storage areas, and a large hall of sorts, which the girls used as a communal bedroom. They would stumble in after a long night of work and all sleep together like a big family. I made a point of sleeping off in the corner, which wasn't strictly necessary since I slept while they worked and vice versa. I could just never seem to make myself comfortable sleeping in the middle of such a big empty space. Today was slightly different though. I wasn't sleeping alone. Jaren was there, which I suppose shouldn't have surprised me. Let's sleep together, Morgs. Absolutely not. Aw, why not? I just like people putting their hands all over me. It makes me uncomfortable. Ah, I see. So what you're opposed to is snuggling, not sleeping together. And here I thought you didn't like me. I was about to cry. It's still too early to decide how I feel about you. We only met today. All the more reason we should sleep together. In what way does that make any sense? Simple. The best way to get to know me better is through some good old-fashioned spooning. Words don't got nothing on plain physical contact. That's how you get to know someone. That's how you get to know what someone's really like on the inside. Your choice of words make that sound incredibly improper. Besides, I start work tomorrow, which means I probably won't get another chance to sleep with you for a while. So it's gotta be tonight. Please? Fine. But only if you agree to give me enough space. At least let me finish my sentence. Gotta get in there before you have a chance to change your mind. It feels like we've adopted a dog. I promise, I'm 101% human. I never said you weren't, just that. Never mind. I take it back. It's not like we got a dog. It's like a tornado dropped in and made a horrible mess of my day. That's Jaren for you! You just wait. I'll crack that big old icy shell of yours soon, Morgs. Is that really how I come off? Out of curiosity, are you not afraid of being so close to me? Huh? Why would I be? When you first saw my face, you thought it was caused by some kind of disease. Are you not concerned that still might be the case? And that, you might catch whatever it is? Well, you probably wouldn't be here if it was something contagious. As sweet as Maria is, she wouldn't keep you around if she thought you might get the other girls sick. And nobody else seemed all that concerned at breakfast. Which means whatever those marks on your face are, Morgs, they're probably not a danger to anybody else. I'm surprised. You actually have something resembling a functioning brain. Believe it or not, I'm super duper smart. Now that I know isn't true. But anyway, I'm talking more, emotionally. You can logically understand that I probably don't pose any danger and still be uncomfortable. Still want to keep your distance. The fuck, did I read that right? I don't know, you got the idea. I know several of the girls do, and I can't blame them either. They need to be healthy to work, to make their living. There's nothing wrong with wanting to avoid any potential risk, no matter how small. Or perhaps they don't even realize they're doing it themselves, in which case there's nothing anyone can do. I'm not sure how much help I can be, since I don't really get why anyone would want to keep their distance from you. But I don't think it's hopeless. The capture card's just dropping on the side of my eyes. Jeez, what's happening? If they don't realize they're doing it, then you just have to open their eyes. Easy peasy. Make them realize. And then tell them to stop trying to avoid me. You have the right to at least that much. I really think you need to be a little more assertive, Morgs. No one's gonna get mad if you stick up for yourself every once in a while. They will, though. What? Who will? Man's suffering is purposeful. It is all part of God's plan, His trials for us on this earth. He would be very displeased if I were to turn my back on His plan for me. I really think you're overthinking it, Morgs. Less unfun things means more room for less unfun things means more room for fun things, and more fun things is always better. Would you call your life fun? Huh? You were taken from your home, and now you work as a prostitute in the slums of a strange country. Do you call that fun? It just seems depressing to me. Nope, I'm perfectly happy. Not a sorrow in the world. Hasn't been a single day in my life I've felt sad or depressed, or like life sucks. I mean, sure, there are days when I think it'd be nice to see my mom again. But I don't really have time to worry about anything other than the here and now, and as far as I'm concerned, now is always the best time of my life. Don't got any room to feel bad about anything. I see. You're quite the optimist. So much it almost burns. I consider myself lucky to have ended up at this brothel. Everyone's amazing. Then, I'll pray you'll find yourself at home here. Oh, you're kinda sweet, Morgs. Kind of. Slip of the tongue. You're always sweet. So hey, Morgs, how did you end up here a couple years back? I was thrown into a carriage by a strange man and brought here, with no chance of ever returning. Not taken, but sold. Though ultimately, the difference is insignificant. You were? I came through a similar route as you. Oh, huh. Guess I mixed us peas in a pod. Not at all. Or anything but. I'm nowhere near as optimistic as her. Never mind energetic and cheerful. No, don't be foolish, Morgana. That's not why we're not alike. It's because I'm God's chosen daughter. I have absolutely no reason to feel inferior to a mere prostitute. Nothing alike, and we must never be. You're so warm, Morgs. I'm gonna sleep great tonight. I am such a disgrace. We're just sleeping. Lord Barnier, we are all very much interested in seeing the Saint's miraculous powers for ourselves. Right back here again? Oh, these nightmares. Haha, I knew it would not be long before someone asked. We're much too healthy to see the effects of the miracle in ourselves after all. Which, of course, is anything but a problem. Falling ill would only serve to interfere with our ability to enjoy these feasts. Well said, my lord. Which is why I have arranged for a most fortuitous slave to have the miracle performed upon. Bring him in. Yes, sir. As you can see, this slave is on the verge of death. He can hardly even walk on his own 2 feet. Under any circumstances, I would keep such an unseemly thing out of sight so as to not tarnish your festive mood, my guests. But I believe he will serve as a fine sample on which to test the miracle's efficacy. Efficacy? The hell? To test my miracle? Rejoice, slave. Good fortune shines upon you. Ugh. You heard me, daughter of God. This poor slave is in need of your assistance. Give unto him your blessing, if you would be so gracious. I don't care how you try to dress it up, Lord. My miracle is not a show for your parties. Oh my, so you refuse to heal him then? After making such a scene about how your blood is for the sick, the poor, and the suffering out that? Even a saint's dignity has its limits, I understand. You don't want to be sullied by this filthy old slave. I never said any such thing. Then you know what you must do. Do not make me intervene, daughter of God. I am asking you to do this out of respect. I would happily give my blood for that man. I knew you would come around. Let's see. Where should we let your blood from? I see no point in wasting unmarred flesh for a mere slave. Your fingertip will do nicely. You can drink the blood directly from the cut. because I certainly don't have any goblets to spare for him. Let us begin, then, shall we, O daughter of God? Drink, slave. Suck upon the blood that spills from her finger. Do not let even a single drop go to waste. Tell me, slave, has your ailment been remedied? If it has, leap into the air for my guests. I am cured, my lord. Behold, I'm cured. Ooh, splendid, an undeniable miracle. Look, my lord, I'm cured. I'm in better shape than ever. We've seen more than enough. Stop hopping about like a filthy swamp toad. Yes, my lord. You are dismissed, slave. But first, give your thanks to the saints and all my guests who bore witness to your miraculous recovery. Thank you so much, sirs and madams. Thank you so much, O holy saint. And now that you're born witness to the blood's power, I'm sure you're all eager to try some for yourselves. What? Most certainly, my lord. With such a potent elixir, our good health is all but assured. Undubitably. Fuck. Jeez. Please, stop this. Do not take any more of my blood. I'm begging. Oh. Stupid rich people. What the hell? I've lost too much blood. I can barely think straight. I suppose I might have overdone it today. I suppose I have overdone it today. Fucking. You did not come cheap, saints, so I won't have you dying on me until you've at least provided your gold's worth of entertainment. Your actions are an affront to God. My miracles are only for those in need. Is that the only thing you know how to say? I've grown rather tired of hearing it. I will gladly offer my blood for any other ailing slaves, but you and your guests are perfectly healthy. You were merely squandering God's gift for yourselves. Ha! 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 God. What the hell? What the hell? You foolish little girl. What? Let me tell you something, Saint. I don't believe in your miracles. How can you say that after seeing that slave boy drink my blood and be healed? What more proof do you need? It was all a show. I told him to feign being ill and cured, or I would send him to the deepest chambers of the dungeon. Even a dog will wear a cast skin if his life depends on it. So, what did you think of his performance? Impressive, no? Then why do you keep taking my blood? All I and my guests desire is a good time. You're nothing more than an exhibit for us entertainment. What the fuck? No, you're wrong. White blood does have miraculous powers. I proved it back at the village. It hardly matters either way. Whether you're a saint or a lowly peasant girl is inconsequential. All that matters is that you continue to play the role of a saint. What's the matter? Are you disappointed? Upset? You're welcome to cry, wail and gnash your teeth like a sniveling little child. Sniveling? No, I'm gonna check that up right now. Or sniveling. Snivel. Snip.
Snivel.
Snivel? Oh. Oh? Snivel.
Sniveling.
Cool. Epic, okay. Sniveling and a snivel. Like a sniveling little child. That would be entertaining in its own right. Shout at the top of your lungs that you are not a saint and that it was all an act and begs to be set free. Who knows? Perhaps they might lose interest in you then. I am the daughter of God. Will never claim otherwise. I see. And nothing changes. You will continue to offer your body and spirit to my feasts. Ow! Why are you so insistent on remaining a saint, Morgana? Is that Mother's voice? Oh. What do you have to gain from handing out blessings for nothing? It is my sacred responsibility, as a daughter of God, to help all those in need. How noble of you, Morgana. How honorable to not cast aside your duty in the face of such misery. It is the reason I was placed upon this earth. But tell me this. Are your offerings genuinely altruistic? What? Are they, Morgana? Or are you oh, it's her voice. Or do you simply do it out of a desire to call yourself benevolent? When the people from your village sing your praises, when you crushed the man who accused Mother of being a charlatan, you reveled in it. I did not. There's nothing wrong with that, though. It's a perfectly normal reaction. Having pride and feeling a sense of superiority are perfectly human emotions, especially in a child as young as you. The reason you feel shame about your pride, however, is the very source of that pride, your identity as a daughter of God. Free yourself from those chains and the guilt they cause you. Go back to being an ordinary little girl. You can do that. Remove the chains and pass them on to me. No! Hands off, you silly. What an awful nightmare. Dreaming about my time at the Lord's Manor is bad enough. But go back to being an ordinary little girl? No, absolutely not. That is not an option. My whole life would become meaningless if I were to do that. Not that I could ever call myself normal with a face like this. There's nothing ordinary about me. If I were to lose my position as a daughter of God, I would be nothing but a hideous child. Possibly. In about a week's time, Jaren had made herself thoroughly at home at the brothel. She had evidently found herself quite a few fans among this clientele, some of whom came specifically to see her. Most found her peculiar, hyper-energetic disposition overwhelming at first, but quickly warmed up to her. Not a single person seemed to dislike her, at least among those I came in contact with. Oh, I'm like burping, dude. Internally burping. Her second week, Jaren started branching out beyond the brothel. On her days off, she would go down to the pub and sing for the audience on a makeshift stage of tables. Her first day performing, she dragged me with her, claiming she was too nervous to go alone, so I sat in the corner as she sang. Everyone was quite surprised at how well she could sing, and they were particularly drawn to her unfamiliar melodies. Perhaps they were songs from her home country, or perhaps she had picked them up elsewhere. But regardless, her music and exotic appearance made for an enchanting performance. When it was over, the audience roared with applause, and I was convinced she was a much better choice to sing for them than me. By a third week, even Maria had begun to come around. At first, the most approval Jaren could squeeze out of Maria was an exasperated sigh at something dumb she said or something careless she did. But as her popularity grew, and with it the customer base, Maria softened up. Man, am I glad to have you working here, she said with a big grin, patting Jaren on the back. To me, Maria's motivation seemed rather shallow, but considering she ran the brothel in all but name, it should have come at little surprise that she was so easily swayed by money. 4 weeks after her arrival, there was no one around who didn't know Jaren. The peacekeepers had all taken quite a liking to her as well, particularly the number one man, the big one whose name I had trouble remembering. Whenever he ran into her, he would say, "Oh, Gracian. Hey there, Jaren. I'm fresh out of coin. You want to spend the night together?" "No money, no business." Don't be such a killjoy. Come on. You gotta pay her for her services, though. This dude. All the men in my life, in fact, had warmed up quite noticeably to her, including him. At meals, there was seldom a quiet moment. A quiet moment? What? I can't read. Why is there no music playing? Maybe just emptiness feeling. And there was nothing wrong with that. I should have been pleased to see everyone so merry. I should have been happy. I should have celebrated their joy. But by the time a full month had passed, I found myself avoiding Jaren at every opportunity. Huh? Who could that be at this hour? I'm coming. Calm the hell down. Good morning, Jackie! Wait! Don't close the door on me! I'm bad enough with mornings as it is. The last thing I need to start my day with is a human noisemaker. And that's not very nice. I thought we were friends, Jackie. I'm here on business too, not to play around. Christ, fine. What business? And make it quick. House call. Wait! You didn't even let me finish before you started closing the door! First, you don't even do house calls. Second, it's past closing hours. Yeesh, you're no fun. Maybe I'll start calling you Jackie Joke Killer. Can't you at least play along for a bit before shooting it down? Why am I the one being criticized? Way too early for this shit. I'll have you know, I've never been fun. That's true. You're about as much fun as a virgin client. What did you just call me? You opened the door! So, seriously, what are you here for? Obviously not a house call. Well, if you want, I can make it one. Not a chance in hell. Get to the point, now, before I toss you into a latrine. Now, calm yourself. As someone famous once might have said, every minute angry is a day off your life. And who do you think is making me so angry? Anyways, Maria needs some supplies acquired urgently. Looking for some place willing to part with some lumber, free if possible. Lumber? What for? Lost a floorboard last night. You did? What, did someone get a little too into it? Oh man, you have no idea. This big old gorilla guy comes and snarling like he wants to eat us alive. He starts getting it on and bangs a hole in the floor. No joke. He doesn't stop either. All the girls are taking turns with him because just one's not enough to keep up. The place is howling all night long. Wow. Sounds like quite a strenuous night. Yep, sure would be, if it really happened. Truth is, it's just an old rotten board. I swear to God, girl. I'm never going to get that image out of my head either. Aw, you're blushing, Jackie. You'd never know you were regular. You'd never know you were a regular at a whorehouse. I'm not a regular, and you damn well know it. Why are you even coming to me to ask for help anyway? Surely can handle a little shopping trip on your own. Yeah, kinda figured you'd say that. Though it wouldn't hurt to ask, though. Okay, I'm out of here then. It's past closing hours. I said as much myself a moment ago. She just got off work and she's visibly exhausted. Oh, wait. It's fine. I'll take care of it. You go back and get some rest. You're so sweet, Jackie. Maria was totally right. If pressuring him doesn't work, pull back. Activate it and he'll fold quicker than that floorboard. Damn you, Maria. Okay, so that was all you needed, right? You were done here? Or was there something else? I just got off work and I'm super crazy tired, but I fought through it and came all the way out here. And? Oh, it's daytime. Cause the girls sleep during the day and then they work at night. So just maybe you should be offering me a drink or 10. Okay, fine. You win. It's not like you'll back down if I tell you no anyway. Come on in. Sit wherever. Whee! So tell me something, Jaren. How much longer are you planning on working at the brothel? Huh? Where did that come from? Just curious. Sounds kinda like you don't want me there? I never said that. In fact, your presence has been quite the boon. Maria's very pleased with the uptick in business. Then why do you ask? Because it's not a line of work anyone should be in for any longer than necessary. Are you still struggling with money? Actually, I don't have anything I need to pay back anymore. Now I'm just saving up for myself. All the more reason you should consider getting out. Find some way you can put one of your other talents to use. I don't know. I'm not really overflowing with talent. I can think of one at least. Your performances at the pub. They're always a huge hit. Singing isn't the most stable of careers, no, but neither is prostitution. So if you were to choose, I'd say you may be better off going with the one that's easier on your body. Me, a singer. Maria and the girls are so good to me though, and I'd feel awful hopping off the boat after only 1 month. You can't put yourself second to some feelings of indebtedness. It's your life and your body to take care of. It's no one's responsibility but your own. Do what you think is best for yourself, not what you think you should be doing for others. What's so funny? For all you try to pretend otherwise, deep down you're a real sweet guy, Jackie. I'm just telling you what the logical thing to do in this situation is. Most logical businessmen wouldn't try to chase off their workers. They'd work them until there's nothing left. But that's just how it is. Prostitutes are a dime a dozen. In the grand scheme of things, they're not important enough to fret about, because you can replace them easy. I suppose. But you know this brothel's different. Maria and I don't have a manager to answer to. No greedy bastard running the place, intent on working everyone to the bone. It was built up by the girls, so, as one of the girls yourself, I'm sure they'll respect whatever decision you make. Maria values your opinion too. Yeah, she said the same thing when I first showed up, that it's not a job you keep for very long. I'll give it some thought. I'm glad. It never even occurred to me that I could make a living singing. Well, actually, I don't think it ever even occurred to me to think about my future much at all. You're a good guy, Jackie, and Maria a good boss. We're just doing what anyone else would. So, I generally try not to pry, but I've been wondering, where were you before you came here? What? Wow, you're really talkative today, Jackie. I'm just in an inquisitive mood. It's been nagging at me for a while now. How low her threshold for satisfaction seems to be. I mean, out here, everyone learns to be happy with what they can get, but Jaren in particular feels a bit extreme. You already know about how I was abducted, right? Yeah, that I've heard about. Twice, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. First time was when I was real little. Though I wasn't targeted, it was during a raid. A couple bandits busted in, killed my mom and dad as I watched. They spared me, luckily. Sold me off to work in the field somewhere as a slave instead. And one day, while I was out on a supply run, I got swiped up and sold off again. It wasn't until about 2 years back when I started working as a prostitute. Was in a different city for a while, then I ended up here. And that about covers it. What's wrong, What's wrong, Jackie? I just wasn't expecting something quite so bleak. You'd never guess from how she acted. Well, pretty much everyone in the slums has their own sad story, don't they? Some more than others, maybe. Luckily, I never had a bad master. Everyone was really nice. I always had food and a place to sleep. So I've never felt like I had it bad. I think that more than qualifies as having it bad. Oh? Have you never felt like you got the short end of a stick? I don't even know what the stick looks like, never mind which end is the short one. Well, I'll tell you. It's the one you were given. Your parents were murdered, your life suddenly turned upside down, some strange man decided you were worth this much money selling you into slavery. You should be furious. You think you're happy right now, but let me tell you this. There's not a damn scrap of happiness to be found down here at the bottom of the ladder. It's not until you're a few rungs up, when you're not living in scraps and treated like garbage, that you'll find anything resembling real happiness. I don't know about that. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm enjoying myself, I'm happy. Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor or hungry or what. Sorry for losing my cool like that. It's not my place to decide what you are and what you are and aren't allowed to be happy about. You want to climb higher up the ladder, Jackie? I can't imagine there's anyone who doesn't. Except you just told me you were satisfied right where you are, so I guess that proves me wrong. But I can tell you that me and the gang are thoroughly through putting up with the status quo. We're holding on well enough for the time being because we're young and healthy, but here in the slums, that's only worth so much. Honestly, I can't even think more than a few minutes ahead. I've never really been concerned about my future, but I think the future you guys are shooting for sounds pretty great. I hope you succeed in creating your utopia. I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. That's basically what it is though, right? You're trying to make the world a place where everyone's equal? Where everyone's got plenty of money and can go see a doctor when they get sick? Where no one starves to death or gets sold into slavery, right? Sounds pretty sweet. I'm rooting for you. My goals are hardly so noble. Say what? Nothing. I agree. That would be a nice world to live in. My dissatisfaction doesn't arise from concern for the world or others. I'm hardly so selfless. Oh right! I just remembered something super duper important, Jackie. And that is... it's almost midsummer, which means festival time. Oh right. That is happening, isn't it? I wanna go! What's stopping you? No, wrong answer. Learn to read between the lines, Jackie. I want to go with everyone! That's about what I expected her to say. Gather all the girls at the brothel, your peacekeeper bros, and get everyone together and join the festivities. It seems like a bit too large of a group. Okay, then we can limit it to just the cool people either way. You know, that might not be such a bad idea. Whoa! Is the world ending? I didn't expect you to say that so quickly. You want to say that one more time, girlie? I was sure you were going to get all huffy and fight me over it for at least half an hour. A bunch of slum dwellers going into city proper is only asking for misery. Unless you enjoy being treated like rats, you would be better off celebrating at the pub with people you know. And on and on and on! Is that what she thinks I sound like? I won't pretend I'm thrilled about the idea, but I've also never taken her to a festival before, which is why I thought it might be worth considering. You mean Morgs? Morgs? Morgana would never speak to me again if I ever called her that. Yes, Morgana. Seems to me like you're especially nice to her, Jackie. You got a crush on her or something? You falling head over heels for her? Excuse me? Who in their right mind would fall for a child that young? You? You can't deny you care about her, though. You wouldn't do as much as you do for her if you didn't. And I never said I didn't care for her. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have anyone else. So someone's gotta look after her. Oh, so she's like a little sister to you. I'm pretty sure she doesn't see me the same way, though. Yeah, I think she hit it right on the nose there. I imagine this is about what it would be like if I had a sister. Anyway, Morgs means a lot to you. That much is obvious to anyone. So how about you ask her if she wants to come to the festival? You live with her. It would be much simpler if you did it. She's kind of been keeping her distance lately. Oh? Is something happening between you two? Nothing. Nothing I can think of. Maybe she feels like when I showed up, I invaded her territory. And she doesn't like me because she doesn't feel as much at home anymore. So, she's being sulky? I didn't realize she was capable of getting moody. Jackie! That's being super superficial, you know? Sure, she can be a pretty tough nut to crack, but she is an 11-year-old girl. She gets happy and sad and upset as much as everyone else. Try as I might, I simply can't envision it. So you ask her to come, Jackie. Put your heart and soul into it. You get her there, and we'll all have fun at the festival, and it'll smooth everything out between me and her. Putting my heart and soul into it might be counterproductive, but sure. I'll see if she's interested when I go to apply her ointment today. Thanks a bunch! Well, I should get back. Catch you later, Jackie! Take care. Aye aye! Morgana, sulking and avoiding Jared. Now, there's an unexpected development. Or maybe I'm just not paying enough attention. Anyway, I should head out and take care of business. Excuse me? No, absolutely not. You could at least pretend to consider the offer. It's not even worth dignifying with an act. Why would you even think inviting me was a good idea anyway? Seems perfectly reasonable to me. There's no harm in changing things up once in a while. Give yourself a little break from spending every day in this depressing little graveyard. The very prospect of attending a festival is considerably more depressing. Come on, could be fun. Don't dismiss it without... Look at my face. It's epic. That's crazy. That's a lot of wood. Surely you're not so foolish as to realize it would mean exposing myself, my face, to heavens knows how many strangers. You're right, I'm not. There will be so many people there, and everyone will be caught up in the festivities. No one's going to bother stopping to scrutinize some random girl's face. I'd say you're likely to get significantly less attention in such a crowd. Like they say, the best place to hide a leaf is in the forest. Of course, I don't think you should be afraid to go out any day, festival or not. As far as I'm concerned, there's no reason for you to hide your face at all. That's easy for you to say. That's not my intention. I understand how significant an issue it is for you. But this festival is a once-a-year thing, and... Where's this even coming from, anyway? What possessed you to suddenly ask me to the festival? Well, you know, Smiley. I don't know. It was Jaren's idea. What? Jaren's idea? She dropped by this morning, and after making quite the racket, she brought up the upcoming festival. So, you're saying you're inviting me because Jaren asked you to? Well, I mean, the biggest reason is because you weren't in any condition to participate in an event like this the last couple years, so I wanted you to experience it this year. Enough, please. This is all for Jaren, isn't it? What? She's concerned because I haven't been speaking with her much lately, right? Well, yeah, she is, but that's not why I... Okay, I'll go. Really? Yes, for Jaren. I feel guilty knowing I caused her so much distress. I'm dead weight at the brothel as it is. The last thing I want is to make things even worse by being a source of worry. So I will go to the festival. Morgana, I don't think anyone wants you to go out of some sense of obligation. If that's all, then go. You're done applying the ointment, aren't you? Morgana, please, go. What's gotten into you? Why are you so upset? I'm not upset. Now please, go away. I beg to differ. Okay, I'll leave. Just remember, the festival's there for you to enjoy it, alright? I'll remind you when the day draws closer. I definitely went about that the wrong way, huh? I hoped her mood would improve by the time the festival came around, but unsurprisingly, my hopes weren't enough to change anything, and Morgana remained distant. She had always been a sullen, aloof girl, but when she was really upset, she completely closed herself off. Day after awkward day crawled by, and I soon began to wonder if inviting her had been a mistake. But after all that, I couldn't just march up to her and say, "Never mind, we're not going." So I was left to endure a long, uncomfortable week until the day the Midsummer Festival commenced. Midsummer, the celebration of the celebration of the Nativity of John the Baptist, was an event observed across the land on or around the summer solstice. In our city, festivities lasted for roughly 10 days. A large bonfire burned in the square, vendors set up stalls selling food and trinkets, and girls wore crowns made of flowers, dancing in a parade down the streets while onlookers whistled and clapped. The sheer vivacity that permeated the city was enough to make one forget about the Lord's venom coursing through it. Or perhaps that was the goal, an excuse to let loose and slip free of the Lord's iron grip, if only momentarily. We walked down the city's main street, observing the excitement unfolding around us. Our group was only 4 large. The other girls either split off into their own parties, or decided they would rather take the time to sleep. It had been some time since I had last left the slums and visited the city proper. We weren't prohibited from entering the city, but wandering around in grimy rags only invited dirty looks, so most tended to avoid it. Nobody was eager to charge headfirst into a den of prejudice, but that all went away when festival time came around. Everyone was too busy enjoying themselves to go around condemning us for our appearance. Wee! It's a festival! We're at a festival! A real-life festival! Look, Maurice, look! We're really at a festival! Settle down. I heard you the first time. And I do have eyes, you know. Settle down? What is the festival? The whole point is to make noise and get wound up and go crazy. If you make that much noise, you'll draw attention to us. No worries. Everybody's doing it. We'll fit right in. Still. Ah! It looks like they're giving out flower crowns over there. Let's go get some works. Come on! I have no interest in... Let go of me. Wait. Stop pulling. By all means, have fun, but try not to get separated. They seem to be getting along just fine. Jaren was telling me how Morgana was being distant, but it looks like she might have been reading too much into it. Wait, Jaren said that? So I take it you didn't know either? Yeah, I had no idea actually. Now there's something you don't see every day. You're always the first one to catch on to any sort of friction between the girls. Yeah, I kinda stuck them both off in my peripheral, since neither of them are prone to causing much trouble. So I haven't been watching Jaren or Morgana very closely. Damn, I really need to pay more attention, huh? Should have noticed if they've had a falling out. Don't beat yourself over it. You don't need to feel responsible for everything that goes on there just because you've got seniority. What? You worried about me? Think of it as more of a warning. Which, generally speaking, one gives because they're concerned. You know, it'd do wonders for what people thought about you if you could just find the stones to say, "Yeah, I am," instead of blowing smoke every time. And if I were to say that, yes, I was worried about you, you'd have no hesitation saying exactly what you thought, that it made you want to hurl. Am I that easy to read? Easier than you know. Hold on a sec. If Jaren and Morgana weren't talking, I assume she's not the one who invited her to come then. Nope, that was me. Did you really? Well, color me shocked. Both that you would ask a girl out and that Morgana would agree. She's taking a liking to you or something? So I guess that wouldn't be too much of a surprise with how much time you spend looking after her. Well, actually, she had a slightly different reason for agreeing to come. Oh? Oh boy, those crowds are crazy! So you weren't able to get any flower crowns? Nah, Morse threw a huge fit before we could get there. Said she'd rather go swimming in a latrine than wear flowers. I never said any such thing. On those words, maybe, but you were objecting at least that much. What on earth did she say then? Yes, I objected, but only because the crowds were so bad we couldn't have gotten through. Oh, that's all? Can't say I'm surprised. You are both on the small side. Crowds this size could easily wash you away. Well, pardon me for being so small. I never said it was a bad thing. I'm sensing a lot more animosity between him and Morgana than her and Jaren. Well, in that case, we can have Jackie go get them instead. Fine idea. Girls dig a man who knows how to step up and take the initiative. Yeah. Girls love a guy who will be a pack mule. Be provocative. Don't think I missed that juke. Oh, Yakopo, you're such a hunk. And remember, one for each of us. Good grief. Okay, fine, you win. I'll get them, so drop the obnoxious flattery act before I spew chunks. 2 is fine. I don't need one. It is a festival, you know. You should wear something with a little more color for once. Change things up from your usual dreary garb. No, bad Jackie. 0 out of 10. No girl wants to be ordered around like that. Yeah, seriously. At least have some sense and say something like, you would look positively gorgeous with a crown of flowers to accentuate your beautiful hair. I love it. It's so corny I can taste it. Just make sure you top it off with, but flowers can never compare to your natural beauty. If you so much as utter a single syllable, I swear, I will despise you for all eternity. Never in 1,000 years. Christ. 3 flower crowns coming right up. And stay right there where I can find you, okay? See ya, darling. Do those girls ever get tired of heckling me? They were right about the crowds, though. I don't understand how so many people can care so much about a few free flowers. Though I suppose when you're in a festive mood, frivolities tend to seem all the more attractive. Hey, watch where you're going. Hey, are you okay? I didn't think I bumped you that hard. I'm fine. I'm just feeling slightly under the weather today. And what are you doing at a festival of all things? Need a hand? No, but thank you. What a curious woman. I get the impression she didn't want anyone to see her face either. And she looked rather well off at that. From what I could make out beneath her robes. A noble, perhaps? No, it couldn't have been. Alright. No time to stand here and muse. Maybe. I'm thinking too. Maybe. I'm so sorry! I just gave out the very last one! You can't be serious. If only you had been here. If only you had been here a few minutes sooner, you could have gotten some too. Damn it. I've had been sidetracked by that woman. Thanks anyway. I'm sorry for wasting your time. Hold up just a sec. I'm all out of crowns, but I do have one spare flower you can have. I was saving it for myself, but I'm in a charitable mood. Are you sure? It was meant for you. You're allowed to keep it. You look like you were really counting on getting those It looked like you were really counting on getting those crowns, though. Oh, no, hardly. Why would anyone care so much about a few flowers anyway? Don't play dumb with me. They were gonna be for your sweetheart, right? Now you're being delusional. Don't be bashful, take it. I'm rooting for you. Bye, enjoy the festival. Thank you. I suppose it's better to come back with something, rather than get my ears chewed off from both sides. Clowns! Oh, there he is! I'm counting exactly 0 crowns. So you weren't able to get any either? I showed 3 seconds too late. They were all out. That's a bummer. What you gonna do? You say free and everyone comes running. No, you gotta hit him with something a little more girly. Whoop. They are real pretty. I can see why everyone would want them. You already blew your chance. And speaking of blowing it, Jacopo, I'll send you out on one little errand and you can't even manage to pull that off. Worthless grunt. Now who needs a lesson in acting like a girl? Oh, I'm so sorry, Jacopo. Thank you so much for going out there in a big scary crowds just for us. I'm gagging from the sheer volume of bullshit. Sheer volume of bullshit erupting from your mouth. Hear me out though. While I may not have been able to get the crowns you asked for, I was able to acquire an exclusive, one-of-a-kind flower. Not so worthless now, am I? Thank you, flower girl, whose name I never got. Yeah, not feeling it. If you were 3, maybe I'd be proud of you. Then go get your own goddamn flowers. Whoa. Relax. It is a nice flower. Very pretty. And you never know, it might even look better in someone's hair than a crown. Oh no, there's still only one. You're never going to stop complaining, are you? I'm not complaining, just wondering who you're gonna give it to. Oh. Shit. That is a problem. Right. Then I'll give it to... It's giving me a choice? What the hell? It's mine! No, my flower! No! I won! I'm choosing that. It's my flower. It's my flower. I got the whole squad laughing. The hell are you doing? What on earth just happened? Some unseen force compelled my hand to put the flower in my own hair. Ooh, looking good, Jackie. We've been friends for like a decade now, but there are some things about a guy you just don't want to know, no matter how long you've known him. I have no idea if there's multiple answers for this. Wait. This isn't what it looks like. In what way? I watched you put the flower in your own hair. It wasn't my own doing. I must have been possessed by some kind of evil spirit. I hope the foul fiend drags you down to hell with it. Hey, quit trying to damn my soul, you! I think you look fabulous myself. And now I've got a new friend to go shopping for cute clothes with. We can get dressed up and do each other's hair. It'll be fun. No, for the love of God. For the love of all that is holy, no. Don't you run with this. Please, I swear, listen to me. Oh no! Oh hey! Well, if it ain't Jacopo and the girls. What? Gretchen? Please, don't just stare at me like that. A straight mocking would hurt so much less. Fancy seeing y'all here. At least acknowledge me! Let's just all pretend we didn't see anything. How about we check out the stalls and get something to eat? I'm fine with that. Yeah, pretend it never happened. That's so good! That was really good! That's the only correct answer. I get a bad end because I put the flower in your popos. I guess I'll keep the flower for myself. Nobody's gonna want to take it after that. Meat! Let's gobble down kebabs till we burst. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, kid, but everyone's selling meat. Everyone's selling meats packed up for the day. Seems a bit early to close shop. Short on supplies. All ran out this morning. And this is just day 1. Who knows how bad it'll get the rest of the festival. No, not the meat! Anything but the meat! Let me guess. Everyone's all out of meat because you ate it all, beefcake! God, I fucking wish I had. Also, I have a name, you know. I always use nicknames for my friends. No exceptions. Oh well, in that case. Are you really okay with her calling you that, Gretchen? I would have expected them to stop. Jeez. I would have expected them to stock up on supplies in anticipation of the higher demand during the festival. I bet they tried, but the damn Lord's leeching up everything he can get his grimy hands on. think the bastard would have learned his lesson 2 years ago, but no. It's just been getting worse. God, this whole city needs to get off its lazy ass and tell the Lord they ain't gonna stand for this shit. I doubt many people are interested in risking execution to express their discontent. The number of hangings has risen significantly of late. He seems to be purging any dissenters he can find. Don't you think it's high time we got started, Jacopo? Started on what? What do you think? Our second uprising. Lower your damn voice, you oaf. There's no telling who might be listening. Kid, they'd have to be standing right next to us to hear anything in all this noise. The way I see it, we're safer talking here, out in the open, than having secret meetings. Did you hear anything I just said? It's getting less safe every day. You know, I'm pretty damn organized if I do say so myself. Our numbers are growing and I'm making sure everyone knows their way around the sword. Instead of just giving them a little kick in the bollocks like last time. I say we go all out and start a revolution. Rip the sick fuck down from his bloody throne. A revolution. What'd you say? I think we could pull it off. He's right. We probably could. No, that's not a good idea right now. And why the hell not? What, you're not flaking on us now, are ya? Well, what happens if we succeed? Assuming we can dethrone the Lord, what next? What if whoever takes his place is equally avaricious? Avaricious? What the hell?
Avaricious.
Epic. Avaricious. Well, yeah. Well, now, anyone will be better than who we've got now. That leaves too much to chance. And even if his successor is more reasonable, we'd still be executed for treason. So you're saying we sit on our thumbs and deal with it? If only we could find a noble to join our cause. Someone as fragrantly contemptuous as him is bound to have made a few enemies among the upper class. Having the nobility involved would certainly give us more of a leg to stand on. Hey, how about you guys just let it go already? Why? You're not gonna find any nobles willing to stand up to the Lord. They say he murdered the previous Lord, as well as anyone who opposed them, their families, and their associates. No one's gonna side with a bunch of plebs. The smart thing to do would be to shut up and suck it up. The Lord's not immortal. He'll die of something eventually, so you don't need to stick your necks out just to hurry the process. You can't be serious. Wait for him to die? With things as bad as they are? Food's getting more scarce by the day, and people are getting executed left and right just because the Lord doesn't like what they're saying. This city's not gonna last for another few years, and everyone in the slums will either be dead or run off way before then. Can't imagine that'll be good for business. Well, but still, it's not something a bunch of slum rats could ever hope to pull off. You've got your heads in the clouds. Just because you can dream it doesn't mean you can do it. Don't be a bunch of idiots, okay? God, would you listen to this broad? Every last one of them, I swear. I can't deal with it. Always so concerned with protecting their own skin. Well, excuse me. I'm about done dealing with you and your suicidal fantasies, too. I want to take this out back, little bitch. Calm down, both of you. We can continue this conversation at the pub. I still don't think it's a good idea to do it somewhere so public. Alright, fine. Well, let me tell you one thing. We're gonna have to do something, and damn soon. Even if it is a suicide mission. Anyway, I should probably get going. Don't want to be the fifth wheel on your group date. What? Does this look like a date to you? You're damn friggin' right it does. You got a girl on each arm and one to spare. I might misjudge you, kid. I'm simply here as a representative of the brothel to ensure none of our employees find themselves in any harm. That's horseshit, and we both know it. You don't have to be shy around me, bro. You wanna bang 3 girls at once? Good on you. No! No! Shut up, Razzie, and shut your mouth! Man's gotta be able to pull his weight both in and out of bed. I would never treat my friends with such disrespect. And if I were so crass, I would not be fit to assist with the brothel's operations. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're kidding, right? Not in the slightest. Dude, are you training to be a monk or what? That's not it. I've got it. You're lacking in the size department downstairs. I'm so sorry, man. Hey, the fuck was that for? Sorry, my fist appears to have a mind of its own. Well, yeah, well, mine's in a mind to make you taste dirt. Oh, is it now? Well, by all means. I'll be happy to take your spot as number 1. Fat chance, asshole. The boys are fighting! All men are idiots. Utter fools. You said it. Ooh, I hear music from down there. And there are people dancing around a big fire. Come on, Jackie, come on, Beefcake. Quit rolling around in the mud and let's go dance. Alright, I'll let you off the hook, but only because Jaren asked. And I'd rather not snap my number 2 in half. Psh, were you even paying attention, you blind oaf? I was 3 seconds from popping your damn shoulder right out of its socket. Stop. Time. Fist down. You can grope each other all you want at the pub. But I was a loud bang, Jesus Christ. Every night, there's always something happening that night. Jeez. Music starts, so it's dancing time. Down to the square with you. Come on, let's get moving. You too, Morgs. You can go on without me. Morgs, we'll never find you again in this crowd. Come on, let loose a little. Have fun. It's a festival. Anywhere but there. Please. There are too many people here already. It will only be worse at the center of the square. So, please, go on. You know, now that I think about it, we can dance just fine right here. I need to go down to the square. I'm a genius. Yeah, good point. What's important is that we have fun and make a lot of noise, not where we do it. I guess not everything that comes out of your mouth is hot air, Jaren. Hehe. Why, thank you, boss. That wasn't really a compliment. Wait, what? No, you don't. You can barely even hear the music from here. There's no place for dancing. You should all just go down. What, you need some music? No problem. I will snag a barrel. I can bang out a funky beat for all you. You need more than just a beat to dance to, though. There should be some actual music. He's exactly right. So you can all go down to the... Give me a sec. I'll go find some kind of instrument. Shit. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Borrow my loot? Absolutely not. I will not allow a filthy rat like yourself to lay one finger... Hey, don't hurt me, please! Okay, you can have it. But promise me you'll take very good care of it. Be extremely gentle, okay? Don't bang it around or be rough with the strings, okay? A kindly troubadour lent me his lute. You know, sometimes I forget you're as much as a thug as the gorilla over there. Woo! Let's dance! Hold hands, everyone. I really have no interest in dancing, so if you would please leave me out. All set here. Hit it, boys! Whee! Wait, stop pulling my arms. This is cute. The whole world's spinning! Why do I feel like you're getting faster? We're just getting warmed up, girl. Faster, faster, faster. Shoo! Please, stop spinning. That's what I'm talking about. Are you having fun, Morgs? I don't even know where I am right now. You don't get enough exercise. Gotta give your body a good workout every once in a while. I'm having the time of my life. You're always having the time of your life. She sure is. Come on, Jaren, crank it up another couple notches. Zoom, zoom, zoom! Slow down, please. I know I told you to speed up, but this is a bit much. Ah! Okay, seriously, this is a bit much. We're going too fast. I don't know how to stop. We'll figure something out. Yes, we're on a crash course for that wall. Stop spinning whatever it's saying to stop. Stop! Don't. Shit. And they're all down for the count. Never in my life have I seen a mere dance take such a disastrous turn. So, what are we gonna do with them? What do you think? Shit. What? What's wrong? A string snapped. God, fuck. Well. I had a blast today. Danced my butt off, talked my mouth off. Got myself one heck of a goose egg. The bumps were not part of the plan. But yeah, I had a pretty good time too. Only wish we could have gotten some meat. Same, boss, same. But it was a good day anyway. It's exciting getting to go out with everyone. What about you, Morgs? Did you have fun? Yes, I did. Sweet beans! Everything that happened today, I'd say my favorite has to be Jackie and Beefcake brawling. I'm sure you enjoyed that. Of course, you can just go down to the pub and see that anytime you want. It's too bad Beefcake had to bail. He apparently hasn't had his fill of excitement and went to meet up with some of the gang. Wowie, Beefcake sure lives up to his name. When it comes to vitality, I'd say you give Gratian a damn good run for his money. Oh yeah, it was also nice to learn that Jackie's such a sweetheart. No good having a guy who doesn't really care about girls helping out at a brothel. That would pose some problems, yes. Though, I gotta ask, you have your eye on anyone in particular, Jackie? How many times are you going to bring that up? I'm glad you're looking out for us, but you gotta look out for yourself too. Relieve some stress every once in a while. So if you got your eye on someone, I'd say go for him, even if it's someone you work with. So how about it? Do you? Don't you? Sorry, but I have never much cared for this sort of talk. You're no fun. And what about you? What? You know how it goes. A girl only brings the subject up because she's itching for someone to turn around and ask her. Wait. No, I never. So do ya? Because I can totally pull some strings for you. I've been in this business long enough that I've got contacts everywhere. Well, it's a simple yes or no question. I might have my eye on someone. See, what'd I tell you? So who is it? Who's the lucky bastard? Ain't telling. Alright then, if you won't give me a name, describe him for me. He's got trouble expressing his feelings. Go on. He kinda looks angry a lot of the time. Oh yeah? He can be pretty haughty. What else? But I think he's a pretty great guy. That's so. What are you glaring at me for, Maria? That's nowhere near enough info to go on, I know, but if you do figure it out, don't say anything. Oh, no. That was more than enough information. But I hear you. You want to take things at your own pace, no problem. But I know I don't have a chance, so I'm not gonna try and pursue him or anything. As long as he's happy, that's what matters most. Even if it means he doesn't pick me. I want him to focus on what matters to him most. Jaren. God, you're such a little sweetheart. That old loaf doesn't deserve you. I'll find someone who will treat you right. What? Thanks? Okay, now, I'm pretty sure I'm not being presumptuous in assuming, but I never would have guessed. Ooh. Okay, now you're up, Morris. Who do you... Hey, is that you, Jaren? What? You got some guts showing your face around here. What's this old drunkard's problem? Doesn't look like someone I want to associate with. You know this man, Jaren? Yeah, he was a client where I used to work, I think. Gotcha. You have any idea how bad you fucked me over, you little slut? Damn, jeez! Stop pulling on me! Wait! Like hell, you need a good weapon. Actually, what you need is... ow! You need to watch your damn temper, drunkard. Ow! The fuck is your problem? Get your hands off me! I'd like to know what your problem is. This one here. I need her to do business. You prepared to pay for any damages you cause? Because from where I'm standing, you sure don't look like you're swimming in money. You little... I'm sure even in your drunken stupor? English. We love to search up words. Stupor. I'm sure even your drunken stupor, you know what the smart thing to do would be. Okay, fine. I won't touch her. So get your goddamn hands off of me. So I take it you're working down in the slums now, Jaren? Couldn't think of a better place for you to end up, you walking scourge. I thought I told you to back the hell off. Now, let's not get physical. We already got bad enough of a reputation with the rest of the city. One little black eye isn't going to change that a damn bit. Chill. Let me take it from here. My fine sir, it sounds as though you and one of our girls have a bit of bad blood between you. I offer you my sincerest apologies. So could you perhaps consider this all water under the bridge? And why should I? How about this? You can cop a feel. Right here, right now. Completely free of charge. What the? Maria? For a slum rat, you ain't too bad to look at. Alright then, you got yourself a deal. Excellent. Then come on over. You little... Could almost hear the sound of his balls being crushed. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was going to give you a little massage, but my hand seems to have slipped. You really just grabbed it by the balls. Oh my gosh. Maria. You bitch. You fucking bitch. You're not very intimidating when you're hunched over and squirming, you know. I'll call the guards, slum rat. They'll take care of you. Oh, and what are you gonna say? Help, please. That woman grabbed my balls and now I can't walk straight. Don't be too busy laughing to do anything. Just you wait, you little bitch. You will pay for this, I swear to God. Don't you show your ugly mug around me ever again. I need to find somewhere to wash my hands now. Boss, that was amazing. I think terrifying is a better word. You let me know if anyone else comes looking for a fight. I've got your back. And my loyalty for life. God, I never want to get on her bad side. But don't you want to know what I did at the last place? If you want to talk, I'm all ears. I mean, if you don't, that's fine too. Everyone catches their fair share of shit in this line of work. Money problems, people problems. We all got problems. But even if you did screw up somehow, you're like family now. I'm not gonna toss you out onto the streets over a couple little blunders. Boss. You've got more than just me on your side. Isn't that right? I certainly wouldn't have stepped in if I didn't have some interest in your safety. Jackie. Thank you. You were pretty impressive too. You had that guy's arm all twisted up in no time flat. I can see why you're the gang's number 2. Indeed. Ooh, is that blush I see? Are you blushing? I am not. Oh, fragile male ego. Family is someone who won't throw you out onto the streets. That's what they're supposed to be. I hope that my father will not forsake me. Morgana? What? You're being so quiet. This is new? I guess not. It wasn't as bad as you thought it would be, was it? You're right. It wasn't. And we can do this again, whenever you want. We'll gladly invite you, or if you're feeling up to it, you can even invite us somewhere. It won't take long before you acclimate to all excitement, to being around other people, interacting with them. Then you'll be able to enjoy yourself even more. Just thinking about it has me excited. Imagining you out there talking to people, smiling, laughing, acting like a girl your age. The day can't come soon enough. You know... You're dreadfully insensitive. What? How does that make me insensitive? It just does. Morgana, you really need to... Hey, get a move on, you two! We're heading back! I'm sorry, I'm coming. Oh. Hey! Morgs! Let's sleep together tonight, Morgs! You act like this is some kind of special occasion. You come sleep with me every night you don't work. Only on days I don't work. It's not like I'm up every day, so yeah, I'd say it's a special occasion. I had a very long day, so I would really like to. Hey! I had a super great time today. It kind of felt like you were... It kind of felt like you've been distant lately, so it was really nice being able to spend the day with you. I haven't been. So you don't hate me or anything then? No, I don't. Oh, thank goodness. I don't have any reason at all to feel anything so hostile toward her. But for some reason, I do feel a strange discomfort in her presence. Whenever I see her talking to someone, laughing with them, something unpleasant wells up in my chest. What is that feeling? I don't understand the feeling. I don't understand the things I feel. We should go out again sometime. I should get to sleep as well. I can forget about everything in my dreams. This unpleasantness in my chest. This lump in my throat. Absolutely everything. Jealousy? In a way? Maybe. Mother, you agreed with me. You said I was right. So why are you taking money from that man? Mother, why? We've seen this scene like 4 times. Jeez, it's just the nightmares, the trauma, baby. Because you're worthless to me. Ugh. What a poopy mother. What a poopy lord. Cheers, the saint's blood and good fortune to all. What the hell's that noise? I don't like it. Oh, I almost forgot. You need to eat too, don't you, God? Meat, blood, I cooked so much exotic meat. Oh, wow. Oh my God, desire a good time. Ha, you're nothing more than an exhibit for our entertainment. All that matters is that you continue to play the role of a saint. You're a damn witch wearing a saint's skin. Oh, not this image. Jeez. Waken. Are you okay, Morgs? Yes. I'm fine. You don't look fine at all. You're paler than a ghost. What's wrong? Are you sick? Oh, hold on. I'll go get someone. Don't. Huh? Don't get anyone. But you're... Fine, as I said. I apologize for waking you. Go back to sleep. Can't just go back to sleep if you're looking like that. This isn't the first time this has happened, Morgs. I haven't mentioned it before, but you sometimes toss and turn real bad in your sleep, groaning and whimpering like you're in pain. Do you have nightmares about the places you used to be? I don't like to see you hurting, Morgs. You can tell me anything. I'll take some of the weight off to get it out. Then everything can be all happy and smiles again. Talking. That's it. Let the bad memories out. Replace them with all the fun we have. Stop talking! Oh no! Oh no! What's happening? Oh no! Ah! No. Stop acting like you know anything about me. That's not what I want to say. It's not like... I'm not like you. I can't switch everything off and laugh like nothing is wrong. I must keep the ugliness inside. I can't let it out. Stop trying to make me into something I'm not and will never be. I can't stop. I can't keep it in. Stop trying to drag me down into your world, to rip me from my identity. I can stop. Stop trying to make me into a normal girl. Please make it stop. Morgs. Hey, what's all the racket? Quiet down, would ya? I was almost asleep. I'm sorry. Hold on, Morgs. Where are you going? Get back here. Oh. Pre-dawn air slithered over my skin. It crawled down my throat, warm and humid and unpleasant. It didn't cool me down as I hoped it would, instead causing the heat within to build up further as I ran. The tight, squeezing, nauseating feeling swelled. My heart and spirit, which I had believed to be pure and clean and sacred, were now a putrid mire. The filthy air of the slums tainted me. This isn't who I am. This isn't me. With no goal, no direction in mind, I dashed down a barely lit alleyway. I don't let my emotions run wild. I know how to control my words. I don't feel animosity without reason. It's not what I'm supposed to be. I knew good and well Jaren had meant me no ill will. Jaren, Maria, him. They all had the best intentions. I wasn't so blind as to not realize that. Just, those good intentions simply annoyed me to no end. And that, I finally realized, was what I was feeling. That was the source of all my discomfort. Every act of kindness felt as though it was being forced on me. As though everyone was walking on eggshells around me. Every kind thing someone did only made me feel that much more pitiful. A life of cheer and excitement seemed like a distant dream, and I hated myself for how inferior that made me feel. But I couldn't take the hands being offered to me either. A couple years earlier, I would not have felt any of this, any of these ugly, sad, pathetic emotions. If anything, I would have been proud that I had no place among regular people. So why was it all so agonizing now? Why did I feel like I wanted to scream at the top of my lungs? At some point in my frenzy, I had made my way fairly deep into the slums. Sunrise was approaching, but the stench of alcohol still hung thick in the air, and mixed in was a wide array of sharp body odors and excrement. Remaining here was unwise. However, I wasn't sure which way to go to get back out. Hey, chum, would you look at it? A girl it is. Happy days. I don't got the coin to go down to the whorehouse. Oh, no. I have to get out of here. Ooh, gonna dash she is. Wonder how far she'll make it on them twiggy legs. Little resistance just makes it more exciting. Oh, stop! Go! Oh, Father, please lead me from this place. Hold on a sec. Look at the girl's face. Huh? Who gives a rat's ass if she's ugly? What in the flying fuck is wrong with her face? She might have some kind of disease. Oh, I don't know. Meat Pecker ain't getting nowhere near that. Let's get out of here before we catch whatever she's got. And Harold is getting my hopes up. You and your disease can piss right off. As the men walked off, it wasn't relief that welled up within me. My knees gave out and I fell to the hard ground. I trembled not in fear, but in a mitigated despair. Their harsh words cut into me like so many blades. I'm not diseased. I'm pure, holy. Body and my blood are divine. I hadn't forgotten that was how people saw me. My nightmares did well enough to ensure I couldn't. Every time I passed by a mirror, I couldn't avoid the dreadful sight of my own face. My skin was rough and patchy every time I reached up to touch it. But even with those constant reminders, In my time at the brothel, nobody had ever acted outwardly prejudiced. They treated me like I was anyone else. At the festival, no one had said a word, but it struck me now that the only reason for that was because I was there with others. I had a renewed awareness of my own unpleasantness, a renewed awareness that no one saw me as a saint, but a hideous witch. That even desperate, drunk, homeless men wanted nothing to do with me. My spirit shriveled. Anger welled up within me. I wanted nothing more than to scream. But I knew that if I did, it would only make me feel that much worse about myself. There you are! I've been looking all over! Morgs! It's not safe to be out at this hour. There's still all sorts of scary people in the streets. Let's go back, okay? Come on! If I said anything to hurt or upset you, I'm sorry. I'm not good at the whole picking up on what people are feeling thing. Just stop. Huh? I don't want your pity. Huh? I hate being treated like that. I hate the way you're always acting like you feel sorry for me. I hate it. I can't stand it. No, that's not it. I don't. And I hate you. I don't hate you. No! You're just a filthy whore. A dirty, blasphemous whore. Stop talking. This isn't how I actually feel. You're as impure as they come. I don't want to hurt you. You think your chastity is meaningless. You're just an animal. In fact, I envy your optimism, your unwavering positivity. I don't need your silly pity. I'm so much more pure, so much more holy than you could ever hope to be. I hate myself more than anyone. I hate that I can't make it stop, that I keep saying these things I don't mean. Yeah, you're right. I'm not pure. You're absolutely right. But you've got the purest heart of anyone. I know that, so you don't need to get mad or sad or anything. What is wrong with you? How can you say that? Because it's true. Get angry. Huh? Did you not hear all the terrible things I said about you? Get angry at me. Insult me back. Hurt me as much as I hurt you. I'm not hurt though. I'm not mad or upset about anything you said, so I have no reason to say anything mean to you. Of course she's not. No matter how much vitriol I spit, it just slides right off her. She remains unscathed. Meanwhile, I only get uglier and uglier. You're a damn witch wearing a skin. Oh, no. Bad thoughts. No! You're not worthless! Morgana! Morgs? What's going on? I can't breathe. I can't breathe. What's wrong, Morgs? Oh god, what do I do? Will rubbing your back make it better? It's not helping at all. She needs help. Hey, you there, what's the ruckus? Oh, your combo! What, Jaren? And Morgana? What's going on? What are you doing here? Jackie! Morgs just suddenly started having trouble breathing and nothing I do is making it any better. Stand back. Okay. She's hyperventilating. Okay, Morgana, listen to me. I need you to calm yourself. You need to exhale. Breathe out. Don't worry. It'll be all over soon. Slowly. Breathe out slowly. That's good. I'll be right here the whole time. Don't you worry one bit. No one's going to hurt you. You're safe now. You're okay. Whee! Cool. Sweetie. Oh, thank goodness. It looks like she's all better. I was scared stiff. We're lucky you showed up, Jackie. What were you doing out this early, though? The gang takes shifts doing patrols. I happen to be on duty right now. I'd like to ask you the same thing. What the hell are the two of you doing in this rat's nest? About that. You know, lots of reasons. And none of them is an excuse for two young girls to be alone in a place like this. You're prime targets for the kind of scumbags who try to go after you. No one came after us. No one would target someone who looks like me. I have all the proof I need of that. Hold up. Let me try restarting the thing again, because ever since just plugging it in, it just still goes poopy, the capture card B. Very strange. Very, very strange. Let's see. Oopsies. Oh. Activate. Activate. Yeah, this. Let me check if the audio is going through. Oopsies. Wait. Going? Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Whee! Well, that's last time I'm gonna try fixing. Ugh. Okay, resume. Then what caused that? Morgana. Hey, I'm gonna head back, Jackie. That's a good idea. I'll accompany the two of you. No, I'll be fine on my own. The sun's out and all the scary people have gone away. Excuse me? You're going back alone? Well... I figure Morgs needs some time to calm the rest of the way down, and there's too many people at the brothel to do it here. So if you take her somewhere nice and quiet, that'd be amazing. I'll let Maria know. Somewhere quiet? Such as... See you later! Wait. Hey, Jaren! And she's gone. Where can I take her that's quiet, without a lot of people? Is there even... There is one place. So, Morgana, if you, would rather go back to the brothel, let me know, okay? Capture card's still dropping. Absolutely nuts. Oh, shit. But anyway, by process of elimination, there's only one place I can take you that satisfies all the requirements given. I assure you that, under any other circumstances, this would not be my first choice, and I'm only proposing it because there is no other suitable option. So, yeah. You can come back to my place. Now, don't get any strange ideas. I swear on my honor I have no intention of doing anything to you. Not that I would even have any interest in doing any such things to a child like you. So, with that in mind, would you rather go there or back to the brothel? I would like to get out of here sooner rather than later, so if you could make a decision, I really appreciate it. Morgana, I don't want to go back to the brothel yet. Alright then. I was thinking the graveyard too, but maybe because it's a long ways. Maybe it's a long ways far from here, and your co-post needs to be at the city. I don't fucking know. But I was thinking the graveyard as well, so I was like, what? Oh, okay. Alright then. Off we go, I guess. Okay. Do you need help getting up? My legs have given out. Grab my shoulders. I'll carry you. Come on now, hurry it up. I was never one to initiate physical contact with anyone. I acted as though I simply didn't like it, but in truth, I was probably more scared than anything. How was I even supposed to offer these scar-ridden hands to anyone? How was I even supposed to approach someone with most of the skin on my face missing? I could tell myself again and again that every scar was a sign of my sacred sacrifice, but in what I had once felt pride, now I only felt disgust. I lamented the wounds obscuring my skin, and for the first time, I sincerely wished for them all to heal. I sincerely wished for them all to heal, as any other girl my age might. Then I wouldn't have to feel like I was ugly. I wouldn't have to hesitate to offer my hand. I wouldn't have any reservations about him touching me. Oh. The sun's coming up. Look at that. Pretty impressive, huh? The sun's light even reaches this deep, dark corner of the world. I mean, of course it does, but I don't know. For some reason, it seems particularly bright today. Hey, Morgana, can I ask you how you ended up here? What happened? Did you get in a fight with Jaren? Something like that. Huh. Well, there's something you don't see every day. But I guess whenever you have more than one person in the same place, problems are going to arise eventually. As long as you're... Jaren can be a bit, well, excessively frank, so I'm sure she didn't mean to hurt you, whatever she said. No, it wasn't her. I lashed out at her, unprovoked. Now that I have difficulty imagining. You always seem to be in control of your emotions. Actually, no. I was just reminded of this too. But as mature as you may seem, you're still only 11. There's nothing unusual about that, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Stop thinking of me like I'm a normal girl. You are, no matter what you say. At least, you are to me. You're allowed to yell at someone if you're upset with them. You're allowed to get in a fight if you're having a bad day. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to feel whatever you feel. You don't have to hold it in. Those are all things mere people do. And like I just said, you are a regular person. You're no different from me or Maria or Jaren or anyone else. Any other day, I would argue the point further. Calling me normal is akin to denying me my very identity. But right now, the word feels so welcoming. To the point I would feel bad fighting him over it. I wonder, what's so different about today? Hey, I'm sorry. What? You have nothing to apologize for. Not today, but the festival. I feel like I was trying to force you to have a good time. In fact, whenever you acted like you weren't, it got on my nerves. It frustrated me how I was trying so hard and you seemed to be trampling my efforts. I've been doing that for a long time now. I frequently get upset at your harsh words when I'm applying ointment. But I'm realizing what seems charitable and generous from my point of view isn't necessarily the same from yours. So I'm sorry for constantly being so presumptuous. I won't try to coerce you into going to the festival next year. You're not yourself today. Excuse me? In what way? You're unusually open. I never thought you would come to that realization, let alone apologize for any of it. It certainly wasn't in my initial plans for the day. But for whatever reason, having you so close seems to have that effect on me. And for you too, if I may be so presumptuous. So it does. Well, we're on the same page about one thing. That said, I don't intend to back down on the ointment. I'm doing it because I want to. So just tell yourself you're generously allowing me to have my way, if you would. Are you okay with that? You already said you weren't going to back down, so why are you even asking? Do as you please. That I will. But I won't stop complaining either. I'll have to practice not letting it get under my skin as much then. Yeah? To this day. Yeah? What's up? To this day, I've never forgotten what my life was like 2 years ago. I have dreams. I have nightmares about it. My episode back there was caused by one of those flashbacks. Well, damn, that'd do it. I can't escape from the nightmares. They're always there, always right behind me. Sometimes I can feel the pain like I'm there again. Sometimes it's even worse than the real thing. I fear sleep. Will I ever be free from the Lord's terror? You will. You never have to see him again. And you can beat those dreams. It'll take time, but you can do it. He won't be able to terrorize you for forever. Can I really beat them? Absolutely. If he shows up in your dreams, just close your eyes. Do anything you can to erase him from your mind. Banish all your memories of him. Do that enough times, and before you know it, you'll actually start forgetting about him, until eventually every trace of him will be gone. Nothing that terrible will ever happen again. You have my word. You can believe me. Everything will be okay. The Lord's not long for this world anyway, given how much hatred he's garnered from his people. And in any event, should it come to it, I'll take his head off myself. Don't do anything to put your life at risk. Huh? If you end up dying, I'll have nightmares of a different variety. Fair enough. You know, you're not acting much like yourself today either. That caught me off guard. Not in a bad way, though. I take it back. Burn in hell. Thanks. Great. I was wondering, will there be another festival next year? You mean midsummer? It's an annual celebration, so yeah, there will be another festival. Though with the way things are going, I expect it'll keep getting smaller and smaller in scale. Why do you ask? Morgana? I would not be opposed to going again next time. Don't think you have to do it if you don't want to. I don't. Well, alright. Would it be presumptuous for me to assume you've enjoyed yourself then? I can't say I especially did, no. I don't get it. Why are you saying you'll go next year if you had a bad time this year? Because I get the feeling that might change with time. Really? Yes. Alright. And I'll remind you when the time comes. Next year, the year after, and every year after that. You do that. So, hey. Are you still planning to head out on your own when you get older? I am, yes. So nothing's changed there, huh? All I do there is take up space. That's not your reason for wanting to leave, is it? You know that's not true. You keep the place clean and cook for the girls and do plenty else to help out. If anything, I'd say you only take up space far less than other kids your age. When I was younger, I did so much more to help so many others. I may as well be lazing around and doing nothing compared to what I was once able to accomplish. You know, I've avoided asking this question for a while, but what was your life like before you ended up here? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I am the daughter of... Morgana? Why can I not bring myself to say I am the daughter of God? That I am a saint, that I am not like the rest of you, and my blood has miraculous powers. It's all the truth. So why? Why do I so fear acknowledging that I am not one of them? I am the daughter of the church, and I help spread the word of God. I assumed it was something like that. Did you grow up in the church then? Something of the sort. Huh. Well, the past is the past. What you did then, what you could do then, isn't necessarily what you have to do now. As far as I'm concerned, you're more than pulling your weight. If you don't want to stay at the brothel, that's one thing, but don't feel like you're not contributing enough. Tell me. What? Tell me about when you were younger. Why? Or don't. You don't have to. I never said I wouldn't. I'm just surprised to see you showing any interest in me. Today's just full of surprises. I think I mentioned how I don't remember much about my childhood. I have vague memories of how the language sounded, as well as wheat fields stretching as far as the eye could see. I loved just sitting and watching as they swayed back and forth in the wind, like waves in an ocean of gold. I assume my parents were there with me, though I can't say for sure. I just remember they were pleasant days. I don't remember where I was born, or what it was called, only that it was somewhere far from here. How did you end up in the city? Do you really not remember? I assume I was sold off. I found an opportunity and managed to escape, running and running and running for who knows how many days, until finally a city came into view. And into the slums I went. I have scattered fragments of memories of that time. I assume it was so unpleasant, my mind shut it all out. I thought family were supposed to be those who wouldn't throw you out onto the streets. Huh? That's what Maria said. Oh yeah, she did, didn't she? Not every family's the same. Some will, some won't. My guess is that they were financially unable to keep me. But, you know, nothing says you have to be blood-related to be family. Maybe the first one throws you out. Doesn't mean you can't go and find yourself a new one. What happens next? What? In your story. What happens next? Oh, you want me to keep going? I was kind of hoping you gotten bored. But alright. Living in the slums, surviving day to day was my first priority. I was too young to get any real work, so I became a thief. Heathen. Shall I burn in hell? I bet I'm completely irredeemable in your eyes. I've stolen, lied, and deceived, and even killed people. What? I killed several guards in the slave revolt. And that wasn't the first time either. Even as a child, my hands were not free of blood. You are a sinner. A vile, wretched, miserable sinner. That I am. Burn in hell. I'm sure I will, once I'm dead. When you were younger, why did you kill? Maria's told you about what the brothel used to be like, right? Real rundown and smaller than it is now? She has, yes. This isn't exactly the safest neighborhood now, and back then it was even worse. Our gang hadn't formed up yet, so naturally, we weren't doing peacekeeping work either. One day, back when Maria was 12 and I was 14, a thief broke into the brothel. He attempted to rape her. As I watched the man knock her down, climb on top of her, my blood boiled. All I could think about was getting him off of her, and so I killed him. It was the first time I had ever taken someone's life. I was shaking from head to toe for I don't even know how long. I could never imagine that happening to Maria. She's a tough woman, absolutely, and I wouldn't be surprised if she was calmer than me, but she was still only 12 at the time. Right about your age, in fact. Strong as she may have been, she couldn't possibly have overpowered a full-grown man. The only reason I didn't end up dead is because I attacked him from behind, while he was distracted. I understand good and well that murder's wrong, but sometimes it's you or them, and, well, if you don't have the strength to kick back, the world will trample all over you until there's nothing left. I don't want to spend my life in constant servility, having everything taken away from me, always on the losing side. I'm tired of being on the bottom. I want to climb higher. High enough to look out upon the whole wide world. I see. And is that the same world you say you want to go out into? It is. And the world you keep saying you want to show me? It absolutely is. I see. That's not the world I want to see, though. But I have no right to trample on his dreams. Well, I hope you make it someday. As do I. Alright, we're almost there. See that building up ahead? I live on the 2nd floor. Not the most comfortable place in the world, but it's a place to sleep and a roof over my head. Should suffice until you're feeling a little better. And don't worry, I'll sleep on the floor. You can have the bed. So, yeah. Take as much time as you... Morgana? She's asleep? Oh, for the love of God. So goddamn much for that. Oh well. With the router tucked in, I should get some sleep myself. You know, I kind of feel like I finally closed some of the gap between us, and I can only hope you feel the same. Sleep well, Morgana, and may you be free from your nightmares. Forever. Go away. Yes, go away. Stinky, stinky. Yay! Morning already. Or is it the afternoon? Either way, it's about time I got up. My back hurts like hell. Why? Oh, right. I slept on the floor and... Oh, were I singing? I don't know, singing noises. There was something oddly revitalizing about the sunlight shining in through the open window, and the summer breeze lacked its usual stifling heat, in fact feeling quite pleasant against my cheeks. A pair of long burgundy braids danced gently in the wind. Leaning against the windowsill and singing was a young girl, beads of light streaming down over her small roped body. I found myself staring entranced by the sight. The ground where she stood seemed almost sacred, like it would be forever tainted if I set foot in it. The sound of her voice washed over me like a wave and seeped into my half-asleep body, permeating every fiber of my being. An indescribable amalgam of feelings welled up in my breast. It was a feeling similar to the first time I had heard her sing, only incomparably more profound. It took everything I had to keep the fire from appearing on my face, spilling from my lips. I simply sat there in silence, taking in the sight and sound. When she slowly turned to face me, the sunlight now illuminating her silhouette, Oh? 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 Oh. I thought you were still asleep. Good morning. Morgana, your face. Whoa. Oh, what of it? In a half frenzy, I scrambled over to the window and grabbed her by the shoulders. Her eyes went wide for a moment. She didn't shove me aside, only stared. I could see my own reflection in her golden eyes. And then, as my eyes grew accustomed to the light... Shit. I saw her, as she was, face covered in the same marks I knew so well. What's wrong? Did you forget I was here? I could only imagine how stupid my face looked in that moment, mouth hanging awkwardly half agape as I attempted to chuckle, only a sigh managing to make it up and out of my throat. Sorry. Still not all the way awake. Was the face I had seen a mere illusion? A fantasy conjured up by my mind? Almost certainly. It was nothing more than a figment of my imagination. But I wanted it to be what she looked like when she healed. I wanted more than ever to finally see it for real. Because I was standing so close, she had to tilt her head back more than usual to see me, resulting in her face, usually concealed by her hood, being exposed to the sunlight. Even covered in grotesque marks, I was close enough to make out the precise outline of her face, the exact shape of her eyes, the perfect straight line of her nose. With each passing moment, that vision began to seem more and more real. I summoned the image of her healed face once more. Standing before me was a girl who could easily pass as a noble, a beauty and dignity to match her impeccable singing voice. Imposing though she was, I was certain her smile would be filled with warmth. Something the matter? Why are you staring at me? I know, I'm hideous. You don't have to tell me. So get back... Morgana. What? I think I might love you. I'm gonna strangle this man! Excuse me. The words came out entirely independent of my own will. I didn't grasp the meaning of what I had just said, until after I realized her brow was furrowed in perplexity. Until after, like a total buffoon, I thought, why is Morgana giving me that look? A chill ran down my spine as I finally began to comprehend the absurdity of what I had said. Not a single excuse came to mind. All my words simply vanished into a thick white fog. What had I said to her again? What had I said to this little girl? I loved her? Me? In love with a child? It's not so. Why, thank you. You don't sound surprised. How can she remain so calm? I'm barely keeping it together here. I don't see why I should be. You're only telling me what I already know. Lamau! What? Say it again? She already knew? How I felt? I didn't even know how I felt. You care for everyone at the brothel. Oh, she sees it like that. Clown! 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 Hold up. Wait, my cousin's calling me. We're back. Damn, that was a long ass call. Okay. Researching Ace Attorney games. Trials Relations had a Wii version? What the hell? Wait, really? Wii. Image. WiiWare. Oh, back in those days. That's quite easy. Okay. We resume now. Like an hour-ish of more reading. I usually end at 12. Okay. You love all the girls at the brothel like they're your family. It's quite obvious from your reactions. I suppose it doesn't hurt to put into words every once in a while. But in any case, you've made your feelings quite clear. You've made it clear that I count as one of them. The only thing that's clear here is that you don't understand the first thing about my feelings. I guess that's a good thing? Popo, you stinky! No, I meant... Do I really want to tell her right here, right now, that no, my feelings for her are different? Use your damn head, Jacopo. She's 11 years old. You're 21. What the hell's gotten into you? Yeah, I meant it exactly like that. You took the words right out of my mouth. You see. Well, I'll say... It means a lot to me to be seen the same as everyone else. Morgana. I said nothing. You heard nothing. God. What is happening to me? I have no idea what's going on anymore. Nothing makes a damn bit of sense. I was having a difficult time accepting how taken I seemed to be with this girl. With this child. I covered my face with my hands, groaning and trying my best not to pay any mind to the pair of perplexed eyes I could feel staring a hole through me. And I thought, I have to at least wait until she turns 16. This fucking dude. Another 7 months pass, bringing them 3 years from their first encounter. Well, the brothel raid's fucking coming soon then, right? I don't know. Time continued to slow, constant march. Wow. Time continued its slow, constant march, and soon winter was upon us. The skies were incredibly clear, hardly a cloud in sight. By all appearances, the weather was great, until the occasional gust of wind came along and chilled me to the bone. Each breath came out in a puff of white, dissipating as it drifted upward. Rubbing my arms, I made my way to where I knew I would find her. Has she ever once skipped a day? These three? Dude, where's the part when I'm supposed to like this dude? I think I'd like him a little more, but he's just a clown. At least Morgana doesn't reciprocate it. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just like in the void. Did you ever once skip the day these last 3 years? Rain or snow, sweltering heat or bitter cold. She always seemed to be here when I come looking. I let out a little sigh, then called for her. I swear. You spend so much time in this graveyard that, one of these days, someone's going to mistake you for a gravekeeper. Or maybe a grave robber. She turned around to face me. Oh, that's like usual. Maybe it's like usual now because I've been on a Wi-Fi connection instead of wired. That's what I believe. That's my intern be pooping. She looked moderately annoyed, her glare piercing as ever. I could hear the soft bite of her voice before she even responded. Someone less familiar with her might perceive her mannerisms as standoffish, not unlike she had been when I first brought her here. But I could clearly tell the difference. She was warming up, ever so slightly. I can understand a gravekeeper, but I take offense at the suggestion I look like a grave robber. Oh, it's this dialogue. I'm praying for souls who have no one to see them off. She was no longer walking on eggshells through every interaction, and her sense of self-worth seemed to have improved as well. I would even go so far as to say she could get a bit cocky at times, generally at my expense. But that also meant I didn't have to tread quite so carefully around her either. Trading grievances and insults was becoming our personal kind of banter. Rather than signifying a widening rift, an increased level of abuse was a sign of how much closer we'd gotten. Honestly, I don't get it. Why do you care so much? These are souls that have no one else to pray for them. At best, they may get a bit of lip service from a priest once or twice. It's our responsibility to offer a helping hand to the sick and the poor, to pray for the abandoned souls. Oh boy, here comes another sermon. I just think of that one tweet, it's like, dude, she's not tsundere, she just fucking hates you. Oh boy, here comes another sermon. What I don't get is why you need to pray for the dead at all. They're just bags of bones. I hope you enjoy an eternity in hell, blasphemer. Hey, that wasn't called for. I'm joking, obviously. But I do see this banter as like a fun sibling, like, eat shit, Lamel. I don't know how to describe it. That specific sibling banter that's just very teasy. Yeah, sibling like, nothing more. You take black humor to a new level. The fact that she would even call such remarks a joke as proof. A dark. How did I feel the anger in your voice, I can feel it. The fact that she would even call such remarks a joke was proof enough of how far she had come. This wasn't the first time I had told her I thought the living were more important than the dead, and we still disagreed on that point. But our differences in values had caused her to push away much harder before than she did now. At least, I was pretty sure she wasn't pushing me away as much. I keep reading too fast. I can't read fast. What's wrong with me? Hey, it's that time again, Morgana. Come on, don't turn away from me. I know you can hear me. I brought ointment, so let me put it on you. It's a waste of time. You don't know that. Your arms look much better than before. It won't be long before your face starts healing too. Ointment isn't free. You're wasting your money. It's my money. I can use it however I please. So just shut up and let me do this. You're a very obnoxious man, you know. What was that? You want me to rub it in real hard, do you? Fine. While it might appear I wanted something in return for my efforts, I wasn't in it for gratitude or a reward. It was more like my way of retaliating. She badmouthed me, I made her take my ointment. We had performed this ritual hundreds of times now, so the exact shape of the exchange slowly evolved over time. Where I would once desperately attempt to shoot down her assertions of wasting your time and there's no point, I had come to realize that doing so only put unnecessary stress on her, so I started jabbing back instead. And for all her complaining, I was pretty sure Morgana wasn't entirely put off by my stubborn insistence. The day after the festival, when I had declared my intent to keep trying to heal her face, she had responded with, "I won't stop complaining either," and I had said, "I'll have to practice not letting it get under my skin as much then." I still remember that day quite vividly, and I hope she did as well. So while it might come off like we were generally fighting, in reality, I quite enjoyed our little sparring matches. She was still outwardly reticent and sulky as ever, but in a kind, charming way, now that we have established this routine. Not having to be so painfully careful with my words made things easier for me as well. What are you laughing about? Oh, nothing. Hey, don't you give me that death glare of yours. You think this is me glaring? So I've been meaning to ask you something. And what would that be? What are you hoping to get out of repairing my face? I'm not trying to get anything. I just want to heal you up. I just want you to heal up. And here I thought you were going to try and make me work at the brothel. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not going to make you a prostitute. What other reason could you have for wanting my face to get better? Because I want to see it. Isn't that enough? just so we're clear, that wasn't me hitting on you, okay? The thought never occurred to me. I hope it doesn't. Well, in a way, I hope you're aware, but also... I hope you're prepared to be let down if I ever do heal. In fact, you had best not get your hopes up at all. The higher you let your expectations climb, the greater your disappointment will be when I turn out to be equally hideous beneath these scars. Not even I can remember what it looked like before. I'm not afraid to be disappointed. That possibility is just part of the fun. You have as much tact as a worm. No tact and a preference for ugly girls, I'm told. I'm a real winner. Ugly It's a wonder no one throttles you in your sleep. I'll still be your friend, even if you turn out to be the ugliest girl in the city. You should be grateful. Do you realize what you said, Jacobo? You're unbelievable. I should think I used to think you were a half-decent man. If you'd like me to go back to walking on thin ice, I can, but my gut tells me that's not what you really want. There's a difference between not sugarcoating your words and being outright rude, you realize? Yeah, you're one to talk. How's it you haven't managed to chase off everyone in your life yet? I act like a decent guy around other people. Do my best to fit in. Then why are you such a dolt around me? Just doing my best to fit in. So you're saying this is my fault? Everyone could use a thorn or two, makes it more exciting. You especially. Okay, that should be everything. Does it sting anywhere? Not particularly, no. Alright. Oh, also, finish up here and get back to the brothel soon. Unless you'd rather I drag you there. Why? Seriously? It's your damn birthday, that's why. Oh no! This is when it happens! And? What do you think, dimwit? Maria and the girls want to celebrate. You get back there soon, okay? I'm planning to drop by too. Okay? Okay. As much as I love... as much as I am loath... as much as I love to admit it, she can be kind of cute when she's not wishing me an eternity in hell. Not that I'm ever letting those words leave my lips. So hey, I thought you were leaving? One day, I'll show you the world. Sometimes I wonder if that's the only phrase you know. Yes, I heard you the first 100 times. I won't get my hopes up. And she thinks I don't sugarcoat my words? Get your hopes up, damn it. Anyway, I'll see you later. I had every intention of making good on that promise, and had more than enough reason to believe I could. Though, admittedly, it wasn't until recently that I could say so with such confidence. It was no longer a mere slum rat's fantasy. Our ranks were getting stronger by the day. Discontent with the Lord was up, but overall, so was our morale. I could feel it. The time was near. Though the biggest motivating factor lay elsewhere. It's something that had occurred about a month earlier. I had yet to share that little nugget with anyone else, though. This could be the key to bringing it all together. But I need to keep my head in the right place today. It's Morgana's birthday above anything else. Planning this revolution can wait another day. I was probably a bit too eager to get started, my judgment clouded by anticipation. The very thought that I could soon be someone of real significance. And that excitement had probably leaked a bit into my conversation with Morgana. If only I had understood, had truly grasped the extent of my own capabilities, or should have been focusing my effort, then perhaps we could have ended up on a very different path. But it would not be until much, much later that I came to realize the error of my ways. You realize way too late, fucker. About time you showed up. Get in here and give us a hand, would you? I was engulfed in the scent of roasting meat as soon as I stepped through the back door of the brothel. It smelled like it had even been seasoned with herbs, kicking my appetite into high gear. For the common man, culinary herbs were a delicacy, expensive, and not something you could get your hands on easily. That went doubly so for in the slums. This is much more elaborate than I was expecting. How did you even get all the supplies you needed? It's mostly a mishmash of everyone's rainy day funds. Events like this are about the only way I can convince the girls to let loose. Everyone's also concerned about making sure they've always got plenty saved up, which ain't a bad thing in itself, but they're gonna end up stressing themselves to the grave. I smirked. Maria's heart was always with the girls. Obviously, the party was still for Morgana, but parties were meant to be enjoyed by by everyone involved, not only the star. It would have been even better if we could have given all the girls tonight off and partied until we dropped. But unfortunately, business isn't strong enough to afford that, and I'd rather not deal with a bunch of blue-balled buffoons bitching at me about it either. So all the girls who couldn't take off are getting an extra slice of meat to make up for it. You're on cutting duty. And make sure to cut them exactly the same size. Don't want anyone blowing their top about not getting their fair share. The fate of the party is in your hands. Don't fuck this up. I get the feeling I'll be their punching bag no matter how precisely I cut the meat. On a somewhat different note, I'm surprised you had herbs lying around. Oh yeah, they were a gift from one of my rags. Hello, Jaren. What's up, Jackie? You're as obnoxiously perky as ever, I see. That's how you're gonna greet me, you big butt? For a particular subset of our customer base, it's a relentless perk that keeps them perky. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment. Some girls have to pretend to be spunky airheads to keep those guys coming back, but you're a natural. That's impressive as hell. It is? Whee! I've got the big boss's seal of approval. I don't think you can quite get it, Jaren. You know how Jaren used to work up in the city? Well, one of her old clients followed her when she moved down here, and he's the one who gave her the herbs. Not the cheapo, bottom of the barrel stuff either. This is some primal shit. Nice haul, Jaren. Hehe. You're right. You don't get this kind of aroma from a low-quality plant. It's strong enough I almost wonder if people outside can smell it. I bet we'll have at least a few customers drawn in thinking they were craving pussy, only to find out they were really hungry. Someone needs to get this woman a damn filter. I really hope Morgs likes it. I know she used to hate even the sight of meat, but it seems like she's kind of gotten over that recently-ish. People do change over time, so maybe she'll be fine. Maybe she has some kind of traumatic meat-related past, and she's just now overcoming it. Or something to that effect. Hey, some help with these dishes would be real nice. Oh, pick me, I'll do it. Alright, Jackie, see you in a bit. It sure didn't take long for her to make this place her home. You make it sound like that's a bad thing. What, do you not want her here or something? Because personally, I'm doing everything I can to make everyone here feel at home. No, I've never said. Why so serious? It was just a joke. I agree with you entirely. A girl like her doesn't belong in a whorehouse. No, she doesn't. A while back, I had suggested Jaren look into some other line of work to take up singing instead of prostitution. On her days off, she still went to the pub and performed, always to great acclaim. And while it seemed she had seriously considered my proposition, a few days later, she said, I think I'd rather stick around at the brothel for a while. You and Maria treat me like a family. And I want to be with my family for now, you know? Aw. That's what she wants, that's her choice. I have no right to force what I think is best on her. So, question. Yeah? Have you decided what you're going to give her? I haven't the faintest idea of what you're referring to. Bullshit, I know it. You know. I know you know I know. Why does she have to be so damn astute? Or is it just that obvious? I hadn't spoken about my feelings for Morgana with anyone once I realized I had them. Not even Maria, my closest friend. But she had a way of seeing right through me. And while she often poked fun at me about the age difference, she never actually mocked me. Not seriously, at least. Though she did avoid bringing it up while Jaren was around out of respect for her feelings. Pretty much all the other girls seemed to have picked up on it, so Jaren likely had as well. And again, it was Jaren, so it was equally likely she had an inkling. After one particularly extensive round of teasing, Maria had gone on to say, In the end, all that really matters is that you're happy. Sure, I'll feel bad for Jaren. But ultimately, me and you, we've been to hell and back together. If I have to pick one for you, it'll be... What? If I have to pick one for you, it'll be you. Yeah, I know. Cheesy as fuck. You don't have to tell me. Hey, there's still the chance Morgana will give you the most brutal rejection of all time. Well, I'll call that one more likely than the alternative. I don't feel like Jaren likes Yokopo. I don't feel it. Nice. I wonder how old she is. I don't remember. That was her way of showing support. So what'd you get her? As your big sister, I'd be happy to check out the present before you give it to her. Make sure you don't make too big an ass out of yourself. Again, I'm older than you, and again, we're not related. I brought a necklace, as per your suggestion. Girls appreciate this sort of thing, don't they? Most do. Me, I've got a taste for knives and other such pointy things. I doubt she has much interest in those, though. Sometimes I wonder if you're actually a girl. Excuse you? Who's the last guy you saw with tits like these? I'm pretty damn smoking if I do say so myself. You telling me this body don't light a fire in your loins? Not even a spark. I've grown so accustomed to seeing you over the years, you don't even register in that part of my brain. Is that how it works? You spend so much time with someone you go numb? Would you rather I did find you arousing? Hell no! You so much as lay a finger on me and I'll make sure you never get it up again. Don't bring up the subject. I'm going to choose to believe she means I won't get up on my feet again. So? Today's the day, right? You give her the present, then you finally tell her how you feel? Excuse me? Why would I? Don't be a wuss. It's about damn time you manned up and told her. I think you've got a better chance than you think. Do I need to remind you how old she is? 12, as of today? Practically an adult. I was knee-deep in dick at that age. You're comparing her to you? The longer you hold off saying something, the more difficult it becomes. Break a leg. Party's gonna be in the back, so there won't be any customers around to interfere. Alright. Anyhow, I've got decorations to put up. You get going, meat boy. Would waiting until she turns 16 really be putting it off for too long? How would I even go about saying it, assuming I actually did? Even if your face still isn't healed in 4 years, I'll take you as my lifetime partner, Morgana? God, no, that's terrible. There has to be a better way to put it. So much for a nice, relaxing birthday party. Morgana arrived as the sun was beginning to set, and our preparations neared completion. Myself, Maria, Jaren, and a handful of other girls who didn't have to work were gathered in the back room. Dishes stacked with food lined the floor, and our group sat in a circle around it, several different conversations going on at once. I apologize for not being able to assist in any way. Don't apologize. It's your birthday. Sit your little bum down and let the world revolve around you for once. If you insist. Atta girl. Hop on right down. Not in the friggin' corner. Hey, Morgana. There's space next to me. It's a much better spot than over there in the corner. You have easy access to anything you'd like to eat. So I suppose, if you wanted, I could get your food for you. I'll sit next to Maria. Don't think I didn't hear that. Hey there, Morgs! How's the drink? Your head spinning yet? It most certainly is not. Well, let's make it spin! Let's make the whole world spin! Whee! Wine is only to be used for nourishment. It is not meant for base recreation. You shall be smitten down from above if... It's fine, don't worry. Even God's taken the day off to get wasted out of his mind. How dare you disrespect the Lord like that? Eat, drink, eat, drink! Wait, I can't... No! I'm in heaven. My stomach's in heaven. She's sound asleep. Girl acts like it's her birthday we're celebrating here. What do you say? Want me to give her a good whack upside the head? No, it's fine. Let her sleep. She looks so happy I would almost feel bad waking her. If you say so. You're the one in charge today. So, you and Jaren getting on alright? Huh? It looked like you were trying to keep your distance a little while back. I don't get that impression from you anymore, but if there's any friction at all, don't hesitate to let me know. Let me move Remy. He's sitting on my entire chair. I'm like barely sitting on my chair. Sleep on the bed, dude. Child. I'm getting along fine with her now. If anything does come up, I will tell you. Okay. Well, I'm really glad to hear it. With Jaren, it's... well, what you see is what you get. Once you get past that, there's never a dull moment with her. Indeed. Although... oh, jeez. I'm trying to get comfortable in my chair now. It wasn't anything I did that cleared the air between us, but... oh? Never mind. This asshole thinks because he's paying that means he can do whatever he feels like. And I'm having to tell him to back off and just... I can't believe some of these guys. I'm so sorry. I've got a good one too. The other day this guy came in totally shit-faced. Wait, are you serious? Why didn't you tell me about this earlier? I'd have chased the pricks off if I'd known. Seems like anytime you get more than a couple of these girls together, conversation inevitably drifts back to work. Which, of course, is a subject Morgana's least keen on. Looks like she wants to run away. Guess I've gotta step in. You guys think you could maybe change the subject? Like we have anything else to talk about? Making the birthday girl want to hide in a corner defeats the whole purpose, don't you think? Oh no, don't mind me. I don't have anything I want to talk about. At least eat something then. I've eaten plenty, thank you. I'm quite full. And how about the cookies? They're barely sweetened and dry as rocks, but they're edible. You Kopo, you little bitch! You got some stones to shit talk my cookies to my face. Stop it, Maria! Stop throwing things at me! For God's sake, can you not show a modicum of... modicum?
Modicum.
Modicum. Small quantity for everything. Can you not show a modicum of decorum? Decorum? For just one day? Yeah, you're totally one to talk. You could try not being a massive dick for once in your life. Name one thing I've done to warrant this kind of abuse. You first. You're the one who started throwing accusations. There it is. We're on schedule. You two little lovebirds. Fight, fight, fight! We are not lovebirds! Ugh. I don't even care anymore. You are right about one thing, though. This is Morgana's day, so let's change the subject. Like I said, I don't have anything I want to talk about. Sure you do. You just have to look a little harder. Not saying you have to reminisce for us. It can be anything. Let's see. Here's an idea. Are there any guys you got your eyes on? There is. What? Seriously? Holy shit! Who is it? Tell me. Who's the lucky guy? God. Don't give me that look. I don't need your sympathy. If you're gonna dream big, right? Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Pining after the all-powerful, all-knowing God. I'm with you. You bald-faced liar. The grass may be a hell of a lot greener up there, but it's a bit hard, don't you think? You're better off settling for the weeds down here. Did she just imply I'm a weed? Say, the young man over... Wait, stop right there. Don't say another word. Whoopsie, me and my big mouth. I almost did your job for you. Damn it, Maria! You're coupled the weed. This is not good. Like how I'm going to let her spill it on a whim. I have to do something before she has another slip of the tongue. Morgana. What she was trying to say is that I have to go. What? I have to go to the bathroom. Sure. My sides aren't gonna last much longer if we keep this up. This is no laughing matter. Ow, what the hell? Don't throw things at me! You did it first. Damn it all. Now that was a good laugh. God, you're such a dork. How hard is it just to say it? It would have been much easier if you hadn't cornered me like that. You expect me to believe you would have done it without a little nudge? I would have. Eventually. Eventually ain't gonna cut it. Now's the right time. And don't worry, me and the girls won't make fun of you too much for getting your rocks off to little girls. That's not the reason I like her. Besides, I would wait at least 4 years before. Doesn't mean you can't tell her now. I think it'd do her wonders, actually, really. She's, well, you know. So I think knowing someone cares about her will lighten the load a bit. I mean, obviously we care about her too. Like, she's like family. But there are some things sisterly love just can't hold a candle to. Fleshy romance may not be my cup of tea, but that doesn't mean even I don't think it'd be nice to have something special every once in a while. I don't think Morgana would care about that either. When she comes back, give her the necklace and tell her how you feel. And if she turns you down, we can all have a good laugh about it. Maria and a few other girls chuckled. My lips had twisted almost into a knot from sheer overwhelming discomfort. But at the same time, I knew she had a point. I could say how I felt just as easily as 4 years from now. I couldn't develop into anything for some time, yet, no. But letting Morgana know that someone cared about her, and her specifically, could very well lighten some of the load she bore. As much as she had warmed up to us, she so very clearly kept herself walled off. And though she tried to pretend otherwise, she did still get rather gloomy whenever she passed by something reflective. But if I could convince her that her physical appearance had no bearing on my feelings, then maybe, just maybe, I could clear away some of the clouds hanging over her. Possibly even light the way to the day when I could at last see her smile. That was all the motivation I needed. I'll do it. I'll tell her. Not only for myself, but for her as well. I can do this. And now I'm making myself nervous as hell. Calm yourself, Jacopo. This is nothing. You infiltrated the Lord's manor for crying out loud. Telling a girl how you feel is considerably less likely to kill you. Even a child could do it. You look so tense your nerves could snap at any moment. I'm not! God damn it. Please hurry up, Morgana. I want to get this over with as soon as possible. No! Shit! Was that a... It sounded like a scream. Trouble with the client, maybe? No, it didn't sound like that kind of scream. Something's wrong. I can feel it in my gut. Maria, I need you to take the girls down to the cellar now. Alright, I'll send them down, but I'm coming with you to see what's up. It could just be a client causing a ruckus. No, you go with the girls. I'll check it out. Now get moving. Okay, I'm going. Wake up, Jaren, come on! Now! Following the first, there were several more screams intermingled with what sounded like men shouting from the guest room. But why now? Ah! Something very bad was happening out there. My sword is back at the armory. Damn it. Taking a brief detour to the kitchen to grab a knife, I then dashed through the corridor toward the source of the disturbance. Shoving my way past a several layer thick makeshift curtain. Oh, blood everywhere! Shit! No, help! No! Ah! Stay back! I'm just a customer! I don't have anything. Ah! What the hell was I seeing? Help! Why? Why? Why was this happening? Is seriously all they got? My shit's worth more than most of this garbage. Take the horse alive, you hear me? They'll probably sell for more than anything else we'd find. Oh no! What the hell? They're laying waste in the brothel. Untrained, unarmed, and unclothed, the girls and their clients alike were helpless against the slaughter being rained down upon them. Bludgeoned, mutilated, massacred. A good dozen men, thieves by the look of it, had swarmed the brothel, utterly ravaging it. Blood spattered every which way, staining the colorful fabrics hanging on the walls. The stench of blood, screams of agony, cries of fear, and hoots of mad glee all blended into one sickening blur. I nearly stepped into the chaos, but stopped myself at the last second. I was furious. Of course I was. I knew those girls, and this band of barbarians was slaughtering them before my very eyes. I wanted nothing more than to charge in and rescue all of them. But I also knew damn well that me charging in there alone would accomplish nothing. God damn it! Why now? Why here? Why? And how did they get so many men in here? If there were any signs of organized movement, someone would have noticed. I would have heard about it. How did they manage to sneak past everyone we have on patrol? How is it even possible a bunch of damn bandits managed to organize a raid of this scale without anyone catching wind of it? Damn it! There's no saving anyone in the guest room. I need to find whoever else I can and get them out through the back. As soon as I had decided there was nothing I could do here, my next job was obviously to minimize any further loss of life. I knew, logically, it was a smart thing to do, but that knowledge didn't do anything to quell the anger roiling around inside me. And then another thought snapped to the front of my mind, rattling me further. Morgana! She had said she was going to the bathroom, which meant she hadn't come this way. Or so I dearly hoped. But hope wasn't enough to overcome the fear that she had. I searched frantically for any sign of her, more panicked than even I realized. I knew exactly what one of those brutes would do to Morgana if they happened across her. A prostitute in decent health, they would merely take captive. But seeing Morgana's face, they would assume she had kind of disease, and they would kill her without a second thought. Morgana! Intending to take my search elsewhere, I set off, my shadow subtly darkening, but in too much of a rush. Ouch! Too nervous. Something seemed to crash into me from behind. The world flashed in and out of view. For a split second, the multicolored fabrics around me appeared in black and white. I barely held onto my consciousness. A few seconds later, the pain set in. My gaze drifted downward to the curious protrusion in my stomach, the tip of a blade sticking out of my gut. Blood streamed along the metal surface. What? I twisted my body, distinctly aware of every minuscule movement of the blade as it slid through raw flesh back out the hole it had entered. It was almost enough to make my legs buckle. When I finally managed to turn all the way around, there stood a large man, probably grinning. He kicked me backward, and then rammed his heel through the gash in my stomach. I let out an animalistic howl. It was a pain unlike any I had ever experienced before. I felt as though I had been struck by lightning. The only thing I had room for in my mind was overwhelming agony. And before long, it reached its breaking point. Damn it! The whole world went black. Shit! Oh no! Jacopo! Jacopo! Wake up, please! Open your eyes! I can't have you dying on me too! I'm begging you, open your eyes! Jacopo! Where am I? The back room of the brothel? I'm alive? Where is she? Lie back down! Are you trying to kill yourself? You're hurt bad enough as it is. I've been bandaged up. You're so bright red. I guess the bleeding hasn't stopped. Cold. I swear to God, I was sure I had lost you. Maria, are you crying? Got a problem with that? Asshole! Sorry. How many years has it been since I last saw her cry? It was back when she was 12, I think. Besides us, there were 2 other girls here. No sign of Morgana. Or Jaren. This can't be everyone who made it, can it? I have to see. What did I just say? Lie your ass back down. You need to give it some time to heal before you move around much. Jacopo! I really just headed out. Ignoring Maria's pleas, I stumbled my way toward the guest room, leaning against the wall for support. I had evidently lost quite a bit of blood. I was freezing cold and constantly on the edge of vomiting. My body was heavy, like someone had strapped a boulder to my back, and my vision swirled, distorting with each step I took. I knew it wasn't that long of a walk from the back to the front, but it felt like it would take me ages just to get down this hall. Like I was on an endless march toward a vast, empty abyss. I had braced myself. What I felt when I stepped into that room was a despair too deep for words. The meager scraps of strength that had carried me this far dissipated, and I slowly slipped down to my knees. The door hung open, a blood-soaked curtain flapping in the wind. The deep crimson was a stark contrast against the brightly colored fabric. The girls had dyed it themselves. I could still remember Maria first telling me about it however many years before, her eyes alight with pride. How, when you put a whole bunch of different colors together, it made this place seem almost otherworldly. The patrons who had been drawn in by its allure today had not found themselves in the land of milk and honey, but instead been cast into a pit of death. Several corpses lay motionless around the room, their faces twisted in agony, their eyes vacant. What the hell? Why? How could this happen? I asked, stupefied, neither expecting an answer, nor trying to place the blame on anyone's shoulders. It was an empty, meaningless lamentation, powerless as the man who had uttered it. All of us felt the same way, hopeless, helpless, horrified. Not more than an hour ago, we had been having a party, for God's sake, fooling around like a bunch of idiots. The girls complaining about their clients. Plates of food, especially made for her birthday. Her birthday. Where's Morgana? I couldn't find her. Why not? I'm sorry. I looked everywhere, but I couldn't find her. I'm so sorry. I wanted to tell her I wasn't blaming her, but I couldn't find the words. Anyone, it was myself I was disappointed in. How could I have failed to keep her safe? Why had I been unable to find her? Why was I so damn powerless? This was supposed to be a good day for her. I had wanted to make Morgana's 12th birthday into a special occasion, something truly memorable, to celebrate the bright future ahead of her. And I had failed, in the worst way imaginable. What was supposed to be a celebration of life had ended in a pile of corpses, with most of the surviving girls taken captive, and the brothel in shambles. Morgana, who it was all supposed to be for, was most likely dead as well. She was dead. Morgana was dead. Before I had the chance to say anything, the girl I loved was gone. All because I was weak. Because I hadn't been cautious enough. Because I was completely, utterly powerless. Now she was gone for good. Before I had managed to make her smile even once, I was going to show her the world? How full of myself was I? I hadn't done a single damn thing for her. Shit! Physical strength was meaningless for what I wanted to achieve. What good was being number 2 in our little band of peacekeepers if I couldn't even stand up to a pack of bandits? I didn't have any real power. I was worthless, helpless, weak. My sole job was to keep this place safe, and it was painfully clear now how unsuited to the task I was. My initial fears are right. It was only the 4 of us who had made it through the assault. Maria said that, while they had made it to the cellar safely, they were soon discovered and most of the girls taken captive, Aaron included. If only she had quit, left the brothel, taken up singing at the pub, then she could have been spared this. Spared having to be kidnapped for a 3rd time. But because she thought of us as family, because she cared about and wanted to be with us, she was taken away. If I had power, this all could have been prevented. Not physical strength or skill with a blade, but real, meaningful power. Political influence. Import. If I weren't a peasant, no one would dare stand up to me. No petty thieves would ever consider raiding my property. I could have hired guards to watch over the brothel. The only reason the Lord, that reprehensible man, was still alive was because he had real power, enough to assure his own safety. If I had that kind of power, everyone would still be here, safe and sound. I could have made certain of that. Maria wouldn't be crying. Jaren would still be part of our family. Morgana, would still be alive. Would still be by my side. That one simple thing could keep anything like this from happening again. In short order, Gretchen burst into the brothel. In the carnage, he wailed in grief, which quickly transformed into fury. I watched on, only really half paying attention as he raged. He marched over and said something or another, though I couldn't say what. After the fact, Maria told me that I had been in a stupor the whole time Gretchen was there. He had apparently tried to cheer me up, though soon found himself frustrated and finally disappointed in me. It took 3 days for me to get back on my feet. There was no sign of Morgana's body anywhere in the ruins of the brothel, which meant there was a chance. However slight, she was still alive. I clutched tight to that tiny sliver of hope, searching desperately for any sign of her. Maybe she realized something was wrong and gone into hiding, but no matter how many people I talked to, no one had seen anyone who matched her description. She was just gone, like a puff of smoke, which left two possibilities. Either she had been taken along with the other girls to be sold off, or she had been killed and her body disposed of somewhere out of sight. While the latter seemed significantly more likely, deep down, I still yearned for even the slightest trace of her. Maria encouraged me to let go, to move on, though I knew her well enough to know it wasn't out of a lack of compassion. The whole affair had visibly taken its toll on me. One day, about a week later, my wounds still healing, I made my way through the slums. Nestled away in an alleyway stood a nondescript little shack. I knocked on the door, and a few months later, it slid barely half an inch open, just enough for the sole resident to peer out at me, suspicion clearly visible in her eyes. But when she realized it was me, warmth filled her gaze. She waited for me to come inside, a gesture that somehow made it feel like I was being invited into another world entirely. Beyond the door stood a noble woman who held herself with an elegance and grace unbefitting of the slums, but a darkness that felt right at home. Power time. I heard about the attack on the brothel, and that you were hurt. I'm so glad to see you're well. You were concerned about my safety? The woman pulled back her hood, revealing her face. Though age had clearly begun taking its toll on her, there was still a striking beauty to her, a kind of beauty impossible to attain down here in the dredges of society. Her hair was a burnt brown, her skin dark, and her facial structure somewhat similar to mine. I remembered then that this wasn't the first time I had seen her, though it was fairly recently. Not that many years ago she would have me believe. We had briefly crossed paths on the day of the Midsummer Festival. Well, it was her. The woman I had bumped into, that was her. Of course, show me a mother who is not always concerned about her child's safety. The woman's name is Ginevra. She claimed to have been a maidservant for the previous lord. It was unusual enough for someone of her stature to be living in a rundown shack in the slums, but her story got even stranger. She had supposedly had intimate relations with him. She had born his illegitimate son, and a month earlier, she had come to me and said I was that child. Says the woman I'd never seen until a month ago. Physical distance has no bearing on a mother's love. If you had gone to speak with the Lord and revealed your lineage when I first came to see you, you would never have been in that kind of danger. Ginevra spoke as though she knew exactly what had been going through her mind this past week. The very words that had dominated my thoughts as I looked out upon the wreckage. Only I had done as she said and asserted my nobility, then I would have had that power to prevent the attack on the brothel, to protect the people I loved. If what Ginevra said was true, the Barnier family once possessed more land than even the king. That land and the family was divided up between each of their sons. The Barniers were only a few generations removed from the current royal family, which is why they controlled so much land in the first place. And that meant, though it had diluted with each successive generation, there was still royal blood in the Barnier bloodline, and a child begotten by the previous lord was more than entitled to a place among the nobility. However, realistically speaking, even if I had lent my ear to her cajolery, it wouldn't have changed anything. Or worse, I could very well no longer be in this world. I wasn't stupid. This noble woman, she was just using me. There's still time. Go to the Lord's manor. Show him. I'm not really your son, am I? Ginevra fell silent for a moment, observing me. I had no memories of my mother. Sure, it might be nice if she were to show back up someday, but it just wasn't likely. Her whole story was extremely contrived. The sun would decide to rise from the west. The sun could decide to rise from the west one day, and there would still not be a drop of noble blood in my veins. I knew perfectly well how filthy the blood in me was. Discussions will progress much smoother if we both know what the other wants out of this arrangement. Start by telling me who you really are. Were you actually a maidservant for the previous lord? Yes, I was. She gave a nod, then walked over to a grimy shelf and retrieved a ring that looked very much out of place. It was made of gold, engraved with an elaborate insignia. There wasn't a metal worker anywhere in the slums, or the city proper at that, who could craft a piece so intricate. Look at this. It's the Barnier family crest. The previous lord gave me the ring as a gift. I've kept it ever since, even after our relationship was discovered and I was chased out. I didn't sell it, because I knew I was a child. They would have no choice but to acknowledge you as a legitimate heir if you show them this ring. Why did you wait so long to come find me then? I was afraid they might kill you if I brought you in as a baby. Why were we separated? Misfortune. One day, bandits came and kidnapped you. Presumably, they were hired by the Barnier estate because they didn't want your existence coming to light. I consider it a miracle you're still alive. I can only imagine the stern look on my face as I listened to Ginevra speak. Part of me did, indeed, want to take everything she said as true. Wanted to believe I was someone important. Wanted to grab hold of the fancy that I did have noble blood in me and never let go of it. And had I not come face to face with my own powerlessness a week earlier, perhaps I could have swallowed the delusion, used it as a stepping stone for my dream to show Morgana the world. It would appear you've done your research. I don't have any other family, to the best of my knowledge, which does indeed make me a good candidate for you to step in and claim your stake on. If I were to guess, your child with the Lord has either passed away, or never existed at all. It's probably true that you worked at the Barnier's manor, and it's probably true that you had relations with the former Lord. You were chased out and now you live in poverty. You want to go back to your former, more comfortable life, and while you're at it, take vengeance on the current Lord. Or perhaps you simply want the entire noble class to suffer. The specifics of your motives are irrelevant, though. Being a woman, you have no means to accomplish that yourself, so you came up with the idea of using a fake son. If your child were still alive, he would be right about my age, wouldn't he? And we look similar enough for you to convincingly claim we're related. But the biggest reason you chose me is because I've made something of a name for myself. Because I was one of the people involved in inciting the revolt 3 years ago. The perfect choice to spearhead a revolution. How dramatic. The man who set the Lord's slaves free was secretly his family. The people would eat it right up. So, how far off am I? You're sharp for a filthy peasant. It would seem I chose wisely. I was right. She was a manipulative, conniving shyster, but her insults didn't bother me in the slightest. Those words made so much more sense than any mad claim that I had royal blood in me, that I was some kind of hero. Following suit, I twisted my lips up into a smirk. I was a filthy peasant, and I was fine with that. All it meant was that I had to claw my way to the top. I'm in. Ginevra and I then discussed the details of our scheme, after which she gave me the Barnier's ring. I doubt anyone would have ever imagined it would end up in the grimy hands of a slum rat. Once our discussion was done, I headed straight to the pub where the rest of the gang liked to congregate. Good. Jacopo! Should you really be on your feet so soon? I'm fine, thanks. I'm glad to hear it. And I'm so sorry about what happened at the brothel. Is the king here? Yes, near the back. Thank you. Are you sure you're okay? Oh, look what the cat dragged in. Was just talking about going to whip your sorry ass back into shape. You ain't still moping, are you? I get it, kid. I do. It's bollocks. But you're a man. Instead of crying, you should be scratching. Yeah? It's time we started ourselves a revolution. Are you just going to stare at me or actually say something? You're the ones always going on about revolution this, revolution that. I think it's called being shocked to silence. You serious about this, Jacopo? Am I one to joke about this sort of thing? No, you're not. You sure as hell aren't, are you? Well, it's about damn time if I do say so myself. I knew you'd come around eventually. I knew you wouldn't stay sulky forever. Things will get way better once we rip that fucker's head off. Should cut down on the number of people turned into thievery, so we'll never have to deal with anything like that, like what happened at the brothel again. Never again, you hear me? Indeed. What do you have in mind, Jacopo? Didn't you say we need help from a noble to have a chance? We can figure that out after we crush the Lord's skull. Yeah, I don't think that's the best plan. What's gotten into you all? You're always going on about how you want to stage a revolution, and now that we're actually talking about it, you're pussing it out? No one's pussying out. It's just... we have a noble. For real? Well, if you got it all worked out, why didn't you just say so? But who's our guy? Who's a noble who's agreed to give us a hand? The former lord's illegitimate son. His actual son? Really? It means he could legitimately inherit the lordship. Whoa, how the hell did you get in bed with the biggest fish in the city? If you're telling the truth, this is huge. That don't just give us a leg to stand on, this puts the damn law on our side. How hard it'd be to set up a meeting with the guy? This ain't some measly uprising. If we're going through with this, I'd like to see our royal sponsor for ourselves. You're looking at him. Say what? I am the former lord's son. No way, not a chance. Seriously, kid. You need to find yourself a functioning sense of humor, cause that just ain't funny. Telling the truth. Ring proves it. It's a nice ring and all, but how does it prove you're a Barnier? Where'd you... how? This is the real deal. I was a slave at the Lord's Manor for a while. I've seen the family crest enough to recognize it. Like I said, I'm not the kind of person to joke about this sort of thing. What? So wait, you really... Holy shit, I can't believe it! One of us is an actual noble! You always did seem a little not like the rest of us, Jacopo. More uptight. Pretty sure I said the same thing when I first met you. Then you looked like some rich aristocrat, kid. This is great, guys! We can actually do this! We can actually make this happen! Let's do it! Let's start a revolution! Yeah! Scratching? Nah. It's nothing. A surprise is all. Who'd have freaking thought? You! A noble! It's madness! How long have you known? Why didn't you tell me? thought we were friends. I only found out recently. I'm sorry for keeping it from you. It all happened very suddenly. I was waiting for the right time to say something. No need to apologize, kid. You just put the wind back in our sails. I don't think I'm gonna start butting you up just because you're a bona fide stick-up-the-ass type now, though. Of course not. The last thing I want to see is you licking my feet. Alright, fellas, we got ourselves a noble, so let's set the date and get this ball rolling. Yeah! Woo! What had once been nothing more than a pipe dream was, against all odds, seemed to be reality. For everyone wanted the Lord removed from power. They were angry and frustrated, and on several occasions had even seriously considered resorting to another revolt to make it happen. No one had been able to turn those emotions into actions, because they all knew a revolt was destined to be quashed before it made any difference. That there was no hope to be found down that path. But an actual revolution, that was another story. Especially with someone poised to take the Lord's place on their side. They had a fighting chance, and they had no reason not to take it. As the fire in their eyes swelled to a blaze, mine seemed to sputter out, leaving behind a withered husk. I felt as though I was sitting in a theater, watching on as the story unfolded before me. No, that didn't quite capture how I felt. I wasn't even watching it with my own eyes, merely listening quietly as someone recounted for me their heroic deeds. The fact that I was an indispensable part of this operation still hadn't fully sunk in. All I knew was that I wasn't completely powerless anymore. While fiery passion and hope for the future filled Gretchen and the rest of the gang, a dark, poisonous revulsion for God and fate streamed in to fill the hole left in me by the attack on the brothel. Preparations proceeded smoothly, with Ginevra providing inside information and guidance. As I had expected, there were a not insignificant number of nobles dissatisfied with the way Barnier whirled, and they were constantly looking for a way to eradicate the cloud of pestilence hanging over the land. However, the Lord had eyes everywhere in the upper circles, and he was especially mindful of who associated with whom and how often. Any signs of opposition were swiftly dealt with before they had a chance to pose any threat. So the nobility needed an outsider, someone the Lord wasn't on the lookout for, to step in and insert power. Ginevra arranged for several guards and attendants within the Lord's manor to betray him on the day of the revolution. They would open the doors for us from the inside, and we would storm the manor. Structurally, the plan was similar to the slave revolt, the two major differences being my role, and the Lord's death being our primary goal. As the day drew nearer, it was all anyone in the slums seemed to be talking about, but we did our best to encourage everyone to stay quiet, so as to not alert the Lord. It was impossible to keep the excitement contained, and it wasn't long before word reached Maria's ears. She approached me, pale as a ghost, and attempted to talk me out of it. Haven't you had enough dangerful in life? Come on, forget about all this revelation stuff. We can build up a new brothel and just stay low for the rest of our days. Does that really sound so bad? You're the only friend I've got left, Jacopo. She was practically begging, which she almost never did. While I sympathized with her, Maria's desperation did nothing to try my resolve. And before long, the day was finally upon us. Oh, you know what? I'll stop here. Where shit goes down. Oh, I was trying to find a place to stop. I think this will be fine. Whoa, that was nuts. Crazy. Oh, wow. Do you think we're almost done? I don't know. I don't know what this game had, like, what is it gonna explain? Like the stuff we didn't see. What was it, like 4 years? What Jacopo was doing as the Lord? I don't know. There's still two characters we don't really know much about, which is Enmion and whatever that ugly, crusty old man. is that took Barney away. But I wonder. But I would like to guess maybe this could maybe be like maybe before half of it, maybe. Oh, I don't know. I'm excited to read more. Whee! Once again, thank you for grubbing and watching and bearing through the technical difficulties that are still going on as of now. I just miss Giselle Michelle. I do too! I missed him so much! This is... this stupid one-sided love is just doing nothing at all. Especially when she's 11 years old. 12 now. But tomorrow at 8 again. Not the move, wrong flavor. For real though. But chef's kiss. Mwah. Michelle Giselle. Okay, I'll end this stream now. What else? Yeah, I just don't have anything else to say really. Good night. Bye bye.